I didn't. I just saw him go live, and I was getting ready to go live anyways. So I figured I'd throw him in the title. I haven't even watched it. We'll have to see. I bet you Shadow wishes he was an actual shadow. At least he'd have a home at the base of a solid object. What's up, Massachusetts? I hadn't thought. I thought you were someone else from like Australia or some shit. I had no idea you was from Massachusetts. That's cool. I guess I was thinking of Thor. There's a guy that comes in on Twitch sometimes called Thor, or Thor's Hammer, or Thor and Odin, or something. Or I think he's got different names, but I think that's what I was thinking of, maybe. Thank you for following Blind Horse. Even a blind horse is right twice a day. The old saying. I think when Bert sees his name in my title, he panics a little. Lemon squeezy. Look out. Bert's simple to cover, right? He's a con man. Like, he's a con man. It's pretty straightforward, exactly what he is. Not a whole lot of research to do, if you know what I mean. You know how? You know what I found out today about Bert? I'll say it in a minute after we do the intro and stuff. What's happening? The realist. Let me kill that music. Hold on, just a second. When it loops around, there we go. Let me roll the intro with Linda Badenda, and then we'll talk about it. Welcome.
Hey Daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Welcome everybody. I am Will Bird, and this is the Cold Beer Confessional. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for hanging out. A late start tonight. I just wasn't doing great. I've actually got a thing going on. I was trying to get, for probably the last hour, I was just trying to get my freaking, I don't use a good video. I'm a shitty YouTuber. Like, you're supposed to be using like DaVinci Resolve or like some super complex editing software. I use Filmora, which is like it's like a knockoff Chinese. Even when I get billed for it, for like the packages and stuff, like the text packages or transition packages, it's like all in Chinese. I can't even tell what the bill is. So I use Filmora from Wondershare, and the only reason I use it is because, one, that's what I learned on, and I don't want to learn anything else, and I know how complicated like DaVinci and shit like that is, and two, when I first bought it, I paid for like a lifetime license. I think I paid $100, and I get it forever. Every update they ever do, until they go out of business, I get it forever. I do have to pay for any new transitions or elements or whatever that come out in the new updates, but I need to learn something better. But anyways, I couldn't get it to work. It was updating, and it got to 99%, and I guess that 1% was basically all of the user interface. because it got to 99% and froze for like a couple hours. Then it just quit. So I force stopped it and tried to open up the new Wondershare or the old Wondershare, and it would open it up, but it was just like a gray screen with like no overlay, no menus, no nothing. It was like a gray screen and with a black box in the corner where like your video is that you're editing. It was crazy. It was crazy. We didn't really do anything. The kids are sick, so we didn't really do anything for the birthday. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for joining us. As you can tell for the title, Bert went live. So we'll see what's going on there. I don't know what that means. But yeah, Bert's live. We'll start there. Are you guys having problems with the video playback? Both the kids got some type of bug, and from that bug, it seems like they've been better a couple times. They both had fevers. Seems like they've both been better a couple times, but it just keeps getting them back down. So we'll see what works out. Hopefully they're doing a little bit better. I can hear stuff running in the background.
333 just resubscribed for 12 months.
Thank you for the resubscription. That's a year. I appreciate that. All right, let's see. Let's see what Bert was up to. That was where I was at. Oh, first I got to change. If I open that page right now, it's going to lock me out. So let me change back to my show page title before I go over there. It'll auto refresh and lock me out. There's the show page. Let's go to Bert-rude and see what he was talking about tonight. That's not it. That's me. Ah, shit. It's still updated. Let's see if it'll do it. All right. So we're going to back up, see what he's got going on. So the thing I wasn't telling you earlier that I found out about Bert, you know how he always talks about this woman that basically still helps him and, you know, helps him out, helps him do stuff, helps him schedule stuff. She does everything for him. Apparently, like he even said that they used to be a couple, right? They used to be a couple. Well, I heard through someone that heard through someone else that heard through someone else that not only they used to be a couple, but she conned him as well. Or he conned her as well. And now she just helps out because she feels bad for him. But she was conned out of like $50,000 when they were dating as a couple. Like this guy's just like, I usually cover internet scammers, political scam. This guy's legit just seems like he's been a con man for years and years and years. As much as like dating someone to con them out of money. Not like a Black Widow scenario where he's killing them or whatever, but like they support him while he's dating them. And it seems like he targets people to date that have a lot of disposable income so they can invest it in his shows or his performances or his getting ready or whatever. Because even before he was live streaming, when he was supposed to still be a Las Vegas singer, he was scamming people then. It just seems like he is, I don't know a better way to put it than like the definition of con man. Like when you think in your head like con man, oh, he pretended like he was interested in this lady because she had a bunch of money, then he stole it all, then they broke up, and then he pretended like he didn't do anything. Yeah, that's it. Trying to find that cat to get some donations. Let me turn on the audio for you.
Look at you. Okay. Here we go, big boy. We're gonna have to enlarge some of this so we can read it. See what we got going on. Okay. Yeah. That'll help a little bit. Marianne, man.
So I'm experimenting with my noise gate again. Hopefully that works.
All right, folks, I'm here. I'm running late tonight.
I could hear the washer and dryer playing in the background.
Internet service at all. So it ended up being, I tried till about 10:30 and never could get it. So we had to give up. I'm going to put that.
The lounge singer.
What's going on? And people can just keep telling me how many people are in the room. Because I don't know. I got Shadow with me.
Tell me that his cat Shadow isn't just like a prop. Like he wasn't sitting there petting the cat and started the stream. Like he starts the stream and then as soon as he sees this live, he's like, where is that thing? I guess I need to get it for, so I get on here so more people know that me and Shadow's homeless. Jesus.
Terry Dickerson's in the room. Hi, Terry. How are you? You are so warm. You're cooking. You're making me sweat. You're so warm.
I mostly hear his labored breathing.
Temperatures run harder than ours.
She's in heat.
Boy, oh boy. So, Robert T. Land in the room.
He sweats too much. He pulls the Giuliani, and that shoe polish he uses to blacken his hair starts running down his forehead.
Here we go. So, folks, I'm going to fill you guys in on what's going on and how it's going and what we've...
You know it's not cheap, right? Like, when I was on the road, I've stayed all over the place. When I was on the road working, we would stay like, weekly hotels. I would say probably like the cheapest weekly rate I've ever had a hotel is like $300 a week. But when you start getting near any like city centers or whatever, that doubles, triples, quadruples, right? I've paid, over $1,000 a week to stay at a place that was just like busy, which to be fair, we stayed because we didn't have our families with us, and we were there working 12 to 18 hours a day. Like we stayed in the shittiest motel you could find. Like when we looked at motels, it was like, it has to be within 3 minutes of work and then it has to be the cheapest price. But yeah, it can be cheap paying for weeks at a time at a hotel. I don't know.
This today in the news a little bit. There's really only a couple stories. That's our media for you. They can only tell you one story at a time. So they get their stories. I should say they'll get their...
Our stupid mainstream media can only tell you a couple stories at a time or you'll forget. Are you sure you just didn't, like, Fox News still ran for 24 hours today? They still had a plethora of stories. Are you sure you just didn't only remember two?
And lies straight.
Or two you wanted to talk about, I guess?
It's hot.
By the way, he is live, and we all know about him lying about his numbers. You can see it at the top. Remember when he says he has thousands, but Facebook censors him because it always says like 80, then he logs back in and it says, 1,000. He has 46 people watching him, and I am two of those people. I have two different accounts that are watching him currently. So he has 44 people, and that's if none of you guys are watching him.
It's hot. Hilda shared it for me. Thank you.
Yes, Becky. His slogan is, so he went out and bought a Fire Stick, and he watches Newsmax and Fox News. He pays for both those subscriptions, $40 a piece. Bought it, homeless, by the way, bought a Fire Stick to plug into his TV and upgraded his internet hotspot on his phone. And his slogan is, I watch the news so you don't have to. And he says that's what he does. He watches the news, then he repeats the story back to you, and you don't ever have to watch the news or look at a newspaper. Then he says the best part of his show is when he engages with his audience. I like to engage with my audience too. The problem is him engaging with his audience is, don't tell me to get a job. Don't tell me where to work. Don't tell me my family doesn't love me. Oh, you're out of here. You're a troll. It's not the greatest engagement. Just be honest with you.
Mary Atkins Mills is in the room. She says hi to Bert and Shadow. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to hang on to you, buddy. I'm cooking hot. Yeah, I'm cooking hot.
To be fair, if I was live on his show, he's singing right now. That might be the drop in the views, which he's not a horrible singer. He's just never going to be, like, he's an impersonator. I've never heard Bert sing anything where he wasn't trying to sound like someone else, right? He's never going to be like a fucking, like tops on any charts or record labels, or unless there's like a Judeo-Christian, Trump-supporting, non-Q believing fans of Las Vegas lounge singers with jet black hair and a cat named Shadow top 10 list. He might make that one, but like he's just never going to be that special. So what we were talking about last night is like, get the hell away from Las Vegas. Get where gigs are easier. If you went to Florida or somewhere, you could probably hold a fucking show every night, right? Or a couple nights a week at a decent bar, or bounce around between 2 or 3 bars. Play for the retirement homes. They still love Elvis, and they're like, oh my God, Elvis impersonator. They're not sick of it yet. But as long as he's in Vegas competing with actual acts, I just don't think he's at that level. He's better than me. Like, I can't say shit. Like, this is going to be his complaint. Like, oh, I'd like to hear you sing something. No, you sing better than me. The problem is you don't sing better than people on the fucking radio.
It's a big old fat boy. Come on in the room, everybody. I'm in shadow waiting for you. We all.
I heard that. I heard him say that last night. He paid his rent for 1 year when he moved in. And I also heard that it was because he's like a landlord's nightmare, right? He's got issues on his background and evictions and stuff. So the only way they'd let him in is he paid for a year. Now, the question I have is, after he prepaid for a year, how much longer did he continue to pay? So did he prepay for a year and at the 13th month is when he started missing payments? Or did he prepay for a year and it was 18 months into his lease when he started missing payments? When did the missing payments happen? The fuck was that sound? Sound like an Ooga horn.
We're waiting on the shadow. Yeah, we are. Okay, I got to put you down.
Oh, I made a dad joke meme. Hold on. I made it just for this show. Let's see if you get it. It's a dad joke. Bert took my virginity. I know you can't see it all. What is dinging? I don't know what's dinging, but that's going to bother me. Anyways, let me pull down the chat so you can see the rest of it. Where is it? Restream, chat, and backer. Boom. Bert took my virginity. I don't know what the dinging sound is. It's bothering me. And your money, too, by the way. He took your money, too.
Oh, my gosh. I may have to turn on the air for a minute, you guys. It's going to be noisy.
Oh, that's on my PC somewhere. Am I getting, like, notifications that should not be coming through? Oh, yeah, I guess I am. Hold on. I'm an idiot. That should fix it, right? Let me just read this for a second. I don't know where that's coming from, to be honest with you. I've turned both those off. Oh, that's going to bother me. Bert has no idea. Dollar signs. Okay.
Okay. We got 27. 27, that's what they're telling me. Oh, man. So temperature is up to about 65.
Is that your kindness warning levels? I think so. My kindness is slipping. I can tell. No, it's probably something up here. Oh my God, I'm sure you guys can hear it too, right? What is up here making sounds? I'll go through my tabs in a second. It's something I don't normally have open.
I just spent a couple of hours out running around. I had to wait till my friend got off work so we could go together. My friend has the Costco membership, not me. I had to go get moving boxes and crates and tape and all that other stuff. Tomorrow morning's the big day.
The big day, he said.
Very stressful. Elder said, Shadow, you are getting so big. I hope he's as big as he's ever going to get. I hope he's not going to get any bigger. He's already 18 pounds.
Oh, goodness.
I'm going to put him on a diet, and I'm going to start regulating. There's Alexandre. I'm going to start regulating.
You need to.
Right now, I just give him whatever he wants because he's too stressed out to be trying to do some training and stuff like that with. We'll do that when we get settled. Last thing you want to do is try to train an animal that's all stressed out. You got to make them comfortable. You got to make sure they're comfortable in their surroundings before you try to start introducing new behaviors. I'm not trying to brag, but I'm really good with animals. I don't know why they love me. Just because I'm just a dog. Marianne, man, I don't have time to go to a liquor store and go chasing around after boxes, and I don't have a big enough car to bring home boxes that are not collapsed. Although I wish I could do those time saving, or not time saving, but money saving.
I wish I could. I wish I could save money by driving around and picking up boxes, but turns out, guys, I can't because I can't break down boxes. Like the boxes break down. It's not like once they're put together, They're like that for life. The boxes break down, Bert. Oh, they're too big for my car. Got it.
We all know how to do. Can't when you're on a time crunch and you're on a clock and you're paying
Just can't do it.
movers by the hour.
You can't.
Movers are costing me $200 an hour. My lawyer is cheaper than my movers. Of course, there's only one of him. Well, he's got a couple people working for him though. So, but my lawyer wasn't even $200 an hour. So, yeah, you guys, I'll fill you in. I bought some heavy crates for all the electronics that I have to load out of the studio. It's got to be safe and put in something sturdy enough to protect it from being crushed. So those were very expensive. These crates aren't cheap. I got to get a bunch of those. I got to get a bunch of boxes, tape, cellophane. I got some cellophane over at the house, but I don't know how much. Probably pick some more of that up tomorrow morning when I go pick up the truck.
Okay.
I've actually ordered 2 trucks.
Need some more donations.
Landlord
Did he say his lawyer? By the way, let me back up some. What did he say about his lawyer?
after boxes, and I don't have a big enough car to bring home boxes that are not collapsed.
Okay, there's the
I'm
boxes.
gonna start regulating his food. Right now, I just give him whatever he wants because he's too stressed out.
Bert, if you're regulating Shadow's food, who the fuck is regulating your food?
Do some.
I might have to get a regulator. I just found out I was fat a couple days ago. It's the hard truth, Bert. We got to look at ourselves in the mirror. Get some food regulation going on.
Training and stuff like that with. We'll do that when we get settled. Last thing you want to do is try to train an animal that's all stressed out. You got to make them comfortable. You got to make sure they're comfortable in their surroundings before you try to start introducing.
I don't think if you're doing like I don't think running a podcast is that hard at all. I think the issue is staying interesting. Like even you'll see in my shows, like they get boring at some point. I should not have those. If I was better at it, I should not have those. Right? I shouldn't have the dead air or the boring segments or whatever. The problem is Bert's so damn boring. That's all it is. But you also got to think about your potential audience. So I don't think anybody should make a podcast ever without saying, I think my audience or the audience I'm trying to get is this. And clearly Bert has wealthy older women. And they are they contribute quite a bit. He's no Joe Rogan, but man, we saw what $60,000 worth of donations the other night from one person over a year, 9 months.
Introducing new behaviors. I'm not trying to brag, but I'm really good with animals. I don't know why they love me. Just because I'm just a dog.
I'm a dog.
Marianne, man,
I'm a dog. I'm fixing to get that cat box.
I don't have time to go to a liquor store and go chasing around after boxes, and I don't have a big enough car to bring home boxes that are not collapsed. Although I wish I could do those things.
The easy way, if you ever start a podcast, the easier way to more subscribers is one, you can cover Q stuff. Sure. That could hopium sales. 2 is interviews, right? You start with somebody just slightly bigger than you because every time you interview somebody, they're going to bring a fan base with them, right? I'm going to be on such and such a show. They're going to bring a fan base with them. A percentage of those people will always subscribe. And you always want someone bigger than you, bigger than you, bigger than you, bigger than you. And you want your audience to overlap as far as like the topics covered or whatever, but you don't want the same audience, obviously. You never want someone else's audience. I tried to explain that to a bunch of people, including like Eli. You don't want Ryan Upchurch's audience because if you ever disagree with them, they're gone. That's it.
Those time-saving, or not time-saving, but money-saving gimmicks that we all know how to do. Can't when you're on a time crunch and you're on a clock and you're paying your movers by the hour. And these movers are costing me $200 an hour.
Oh my goodness, $200 an hour for movers. Someone says, I'm late to the Bert party. How and when did he acquire this sympathy cat? So Bert said the other night that he hadn't had a cat in 40 years, and then he got Shadow. So I'm assuming he got Shadow before he was kicked out of his house. He was trying to sneak Shadow into hotel rooms because he's homeless, right? Sneak Shadow into hotel rooms. And then he got tired of doing that, so he just started calling it a what do they call it? Fuck. It's not sympathy. It's called like the dog, emotional support. An emotional support cat. And that's his emotional support cat. And he's had it since we've been watching him again. Did he have it in the house before he was kicked out? I'm assuming he did. I never looked for the answer, the question I asked earlier. Bert paid 1 year. If you can answer me again, I apologize. Bert paid 1 year in advance for his house because of his background, right? For his rent. because he had evictions and non-payments and stuff on his background check. He paid 1 year in advance. How long did he stay in that house? Was it literally 1 year and then he missed 3 payments in a row and they kicked him out? Or was he there for like a couple years?
My lawyer is cheaper than my movers. Of course, there's only one of him. Well, he's got a couple people working for him, though. So, but my lawyer wasn't even $200 an hour.
My lawyer's not 200. Your lawyer's not $200 an hour? Maybe I'm misinformed, but I thought lawyers were probably like around like $500 an hour, like a billable hour. Maybe it's me that's misinformed.
So,
no, which one?
yeah, you guys, I'll fill you in. I bought some heavy crates for all the electronics that I have to load out of the studio. It's got to be safe and put in something sturdy enough to protect it.
Heavy.
So those were very expensive. These crates aren't cheap.
Have you ever noticed how he's always got more stuff? Right? A couple years ago is when he got the cat. Okay. Have you ever noticed he's always got more stuff that he had to buy? Very, very expensive, guys. Very expensive. $200 is extremely cheap for an attorney. That's what I thought, but you know, that's me, and not Bert-rude. What is that? What are y'all, Ollie? Are you making that noise? Mariah's blowing a fucking ooga horn in the background. I don't know what she's doing. He covered it for about 2 years straight before he started falling behind. Thank you. He would catch up when he'd hook a new investor. Okay, so I got you. So he's there for 2 years, and he was basically baiting people in, and then he would pay and probably even pay ahead, knowing that the investors didn't. So basically, Bert got Brad, the money from Brad. And then I think he had a little bit of momentum going. Brad got him started and got him some fans right off the bat. And he made this patriotic song, and everybody's talking about Trump. And at the time, people thought he was friends with Brad. I think he thought that money was going to be there forever, right? Oh, I made $20,000 this month, so he just banked on it always being there, and that's not the way it works. Even as long as I've been on with this, the same people donate, new people donate, but let's just say like a core group of people that have supported me, since I started. I know that during the Thanksgiving's usually all right before, and then it's dead till right before Christmas because people donate and want to wish me a Merry Christmas. Then like January, February, March is probably the worst I ever do in donations every year. So even if you're not running off your audience or being exposed or doing something crazy or becoming homeless, like there's just ups and downs to donations. If that's the way you fund your show, if it's funded by the audience, there's ups and downs to it for sure. She said it's a stool she's sitting on. It's like one of those stools where you spin it to raise it and spin it to lower it, like a doctor's stool. It's squeaking back there. I thought it was Ollie playing with like styrofoam or a straw or some shit.
Get a bunch of those. I got to get a bunch of boxes, tape, cellophane. I got some cellophane over at the house, but I don't know how much.
Oh, what I was saying is he can't just say I got boxes. He's like, I had to buy boxes. They got to be heavy duty. They got to fit all my you guys know how many electronics I've got, right? 42 monitors. We got to put them all in the heavy duty. Those are very, very expensive. And my movers are very, very expensive. And my lawyer is very, very expensive. I bet you he's had the money for this move probably 10 times over. But that's the topic to raise money on right now. That's the topic. I wonder if he really had cancer. I think he did. Like, there's even pictures of him. I'm not going to show the pictures of him. There's like pictures of him with like a big incision, like a hospital bed. I don't think he faked the cancer. But I think he was a con man before he got cancer.
Probably pick some more of that up tomorrow morning when I go pick up the truck. I've actually ordered 2 trucks because this landlord will not let me make 2 trips. If you load that truck and you have to leave, I'm locking the house and it's over. I said, but I get 8 hours. Take me to court.
I remember that. So someone said Brad used to let Bert use Brad's Facebook page to do live shows. That is true. And drive them to, become his audience. So he basically had this kind of ready-made, let's just say 20% of Brad's following. It's probably higher than that, honestly, back in the day. But let's say 20% of Brad's he had a ready-made following, right? He just fell into. He doesn't know what it's like to, flip the camera on and nobody's there and you got to kind of become who you are, right? Check out the Bert Lynch Truth page. Thanks. I think you're new, but yeah, we do rather often.
I like the person that started posting.
I'm friends with the Bert Length Truth page. Thank you for the tip, though.
Something about, we just found out that Bert's been squatting and he finally got caught. This shows you what kind of intelligence it takes.
We just found out that Bert's been squatting and he finally got caught. You were kind of squatting at your last place. That's true. Yeah. Bob Kitten, if you're seeing ads, she still got 23 seconds. If you're seeing ads, it's because your subscription probably ran out. If you've got Amazon Prime free subscription, the mods have the link. I can drop it too. Hold on. Let's see here. You want to go to twitch.tv/subs/Cold Beer Confessional and make sure that your Amazon Prime and Twitch are linked up. And when you go to that, it'll ask you to use your Amazon Prime subscription to subscribe to me. It's a free subscription. I get paid for it, but it doesn't cost you anything if you have Amazon Prime.
Chrisim 3389 just resubscribed for 13 months.
Thank you very much, Chris M. 13 months, a little over a year. It's a big one. Thank you guys for joining me this late, by the way. I know I started late and stuff. I appreciate it. Seriously, Will, do you really have a pic of him with a scar? Yeah, it's on his page. Hold on. I'm not going to make fun of it. I'll show it, but I won't make fun of it or nothing. But, that's the only thing I feel bad for Bert about, right, is his cancer. It seems like he was a con man even before that, though, and he definitely is since then. Oh, easy, ladies. Easy, he's taken. Get a fucking feline to the face.
Jim Fromfler just resubscribed for 17 months.
Thank you guys for all the resubscription.
Cool flex biceps. Party popper. Cool face. Party
those are emotes. I like how it describes the emotes. He's got it on his page of him in a hospital bed. He had it on his GoFundMe page too. That's how the first time I saw it, I guess. Oh no. She gonna be like, damn, shit, my God. Thanks, Will, for continuing to being true to yourself. Pam, thank you very much. We do, I've been recently, a bunch of people have been pointing out how small my audience is. It is. But I have a very dedicated audience. And the guy that's pointing it out is bragging about having 8,000 subs on Rumble. And literally all he does is interviews, right? I just said interviews is a ready-made audience to get, a percentage, especially if they're bigger than you. But we've built, you and I, not just me, we have built 4 channels over 10,000 subs. One of them almost hit 12,000. That was the first one. The rest of them, as soon as they got above 10,000, were nuked. And then a 5th channel was like at 9,980 something when it got nuked. Damn, Bert, where is this picture? There it is. And so he's got a scar. He's got a drainage tube in. I think it's legitimately a picture. They're draining some stuff. They sliced him open. You could tell he's like all puffy and swelled up on the side. There you go. No friends, maybe 2 of Dana, and then just mostly headshots of Bert. He does like himself a lot. I will give him that. A lot.
To go online and act like you know what you're doing. How many times have I told you guys that it's different in Las Vegas? I know I've told you guys this.
I understand. A lot of people probably don't believe Bert about his cancer because he lies about everything else. Right? I understand not believing him. That doesn't bother me at all.
Just resubscribed for 18 months.
Thank you very much for the resubscription. I think that started a hop train. Thank you guys.
Because of the transient nature of Las Vegas. Things that happen in other towns don't happen here. Like, for instance, squatting. No. If you're staying in somebody's house illegally, they report you to the constable's office. The constable's office puts a 7-day tag on your door. On day 8, they come to your house at gunpoint and remove you. There is no squatting. If you stayed in a house longer than a month, it's with the landlord's permission.
Oh no.
I'm a little bit drunk cause I'm drinking. I'm a little bit drunk cause I'm drinking.
Thank you very much for the bits donations. There was 600 bits, then 100 bits. Q Idiot, me and you too. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
My landlord extended me a couple more months to stay there, and my investor failed to keep up their end of the deal. And they made me look stupid, and they made me look like I was lying to my landlord when I wasn't. I was not squatting, you imbecile, whoever.
To be fair, I will say this, okay? Bert has pissed off a lot of people with his investment, and he told some people 10%, and he told some people 15% return, right? Bert has pissed off a lot of people. I would not be surprised at all if whoever his investor was decided that we'll see what works out. They were originally going to just troll him, right? The money's coming, don't worry. The money's coming, the money's coming, don't worry. The money's coming, the money's coming, the money's coming. Oh, you lost your house. Holy shit. 5,700 bits. Is that what that says? Holy shit. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That was so loud. So it's magnified by the number of bits that get donated. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's not frozen on my Facebook. I don't know what you guys are seeing on Facebook, but I just checked. It's not frozen on mine. I'm watching it live right now. It's kind of creepy, but yeah. So he pissed off a lot of investors. I am not going to blame an investor at all for someone who, damn it, that's what happened. If they set him up like that, I wouldn't blame you a bit. If he took your money, especially tens of thousands of dollars, and then you called back in as if you were a new investor and said, oh, the money's coming, and strung him along like he strung you along, hell yeah, go for it. I need to make like a top tier donation. Like if you donate above like a certain, like above $25 or something, it sets off a different alert. But I haven't gotten around to it yet. 469-987. Sorry, I'm doing two-factor authentication to get back into Restream. This is where I usually say, can you guys still see me? Can you hear me? I can't see it or hear it. Okay, log in, Restream. Restream's been having some issues. Maybe that is the issue. Restream's been having a couple issues. Okay, it looks like managing your stream's getting a whole lot easier. That's why my activity feed went update. Let's put that there. Put that there. And this over here, I guess. Damn. Why'd you give me so many more windows? We got like 6 extra windows. Anyways, we're back at it. I'm signed back in. I can see you. You can see me. We're all good. So, like, if a guy steals tens of thousands of dollars from me, and I call him back up as somebody else, I'm like, well, I might want to invest. And they're like, oh, how much you want to send? $100,000. Okay, when are you going to send it? I don't know. I need to see some progress first. I need to do that. I wouldn't mind that a bit at all.
Put that out there. Once the landlord said you have to go, then I had to go to court and ask the court for extra time, and they granted it. Not much, but 10 more days. I've been gone for a month, and tomorrow's the day. It was supposed to be yesterday.
I don't care about.
I don't have time for you.
I don't care about any of this. If the landlord would have took you to court and told you to get out the same day, you know why that doesn't matter? Thank you, Mason. You know why that doesn't matter at all? Because you had 90 days where you didn't use them at all. Bits are just the donation that Twitch uses. Every bit's a penny. You didn't use the 90 days, right? So, yeah, you might say, I only got 7 days, I only got 9 days, I only got 10 days, I only got 17 days. You had 90 before that, right? So you really had 100 days or 107 days. Bits are just... they're a penny. It's a way to donate through Twitch, and if you do certain amounts, it triggers stuff on the screen. But you buy bits from Twitch, they charge you a little bit extra when you buy them. You give them to me, and they basically a penny a piece. So 500 bits would be $5. 200 bits, $2, whatever.
Because they're really kind of enjoying digging in their spurs on me because they know they can. And it will that karma will turn on them, I promise.
They're spurring me.
I can't argue. I have to go. Then I had to remove you. There is no, for instance, squatting. No. If you're staying in somebody's house illegally, they report you to the constable's office. The constable's office puts a 7-day tag on you, posting something about, we just found out that Bert's been squatting and he finally got caught. This shows you what kind of intelligence it takes to go online and act like you know what you're doing.
All of them are about the same rate. Buy me a coffee is awesome because it's through Stripe, so it's like same day. If I ever need cash for something, I usually go to check my Buy Me a Coffee account and send it directly to my debit card instantly. But I don't really pay a ton of fees on anything.
Banana cheered Dex 333.
Or here's another idea that's going to be very controversial. You could shut the fuck up.
Oh shit! Thank you. I forgot I downloaded a new video. I might have a new kind of alert video for when my camera's missing or when we're I have to step away or whatever, like a loading symbol, but I haven't made it yet. It's going to be how on Windows you have that little wheel that goes around that's loading, or the rainbow wheel used to be it, all the different colored rainbow wheel. I got something for that.
I told you guys.
Thank you, Dr. J.
I know I've told you guys this a bunch of times. Evictions work differently in this town because of the transient nature of Las Vegas.
Bert Lynch just said, Bert Lynch Truth just said he had a month to get the boxes. Why is he coming on here and telling you now that boxes are so expensive? I got to get more. I got to, they're so expensive. I got to have surround. He's got a month to buy boxes and a month worth of donations that haven't stopped. Why is boxes now an issue?
Things that happen in other towns don't happen here. Like, for instance, squatting. No. If you're staying in somebody's house illegally, they report you to the constable's office. The constable's office puts a 7-day tag on your door. On day 8, they come to your house at gunpoint and remove you. There is no squatting. If you stayed in a house longer than a month, it's with the landlord's permission. My landlord extended me a couple more months to stay there, and
guys, there's not going to be anything new on the fill documents. It's adding a lawyer. There's not going to be anything new. They're adding a lawyer. I looked up a lawyer. It looks like at one time she was a council member. She also ran for political office and then dropped out, it appears. But yeah, he's adding Catherine something. He's just adding a lawyer. It's not going to be anything on documents.
My investor failed to keep up their end of the deal. And they made me look stupid. And they made me look like I was lying to my landlord when I wasn't. I was not.
I'm telling you, again, if his story, he might be lying about the whole fucking thing. But if his story is even remotely true, it would not surprise me if this investor that kept saying, no, you got to wait. Oh, check's in the mail. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. And then he's like, I got evicted. And she's like, well, I guess there's nothing, or whoever. Well, I guess there's nothing to invest in now. That would not surprise me at all if that was a fucking troll. And rightfully so. This guy has fucked so many people out of money with promised return. You can't go to somebody and guarantee fucking returns. What if the show would have been a flop the first day, or he would have died on air?
Whoever put that out there. Once the landlord said you have to go, then I had to go to court and ask the court for extra time, and they granted it. Not much, but 10 more days. I've been gone for a month, and tomorrow's the day. It was supposed to be yesterday, but the landlord said, I don't have time for you, because they're really...
Okay, the landlord doesn't have time for him now, but where wasn't there 90 days where you didn't have any money for the landlord? That's weird. Do any of you guys have latex mattresses? Latex? I know it's a weird question. But me and Mariah have been trying to find a new mattress. I can sleep anywhere, but damn, I've been waking up so fucking sore lately. I'm getting old.
Kind of enjoying digging in their spurs on me because they know they can. And it will, that karma will turn on them, I promise. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't argue with them. I can't fight with them. I can't go in there tomorrow and act like a jerk with them because they control all the power. You don't mess with people who are controlling all the power. What you do is you remember what they did to you when they had all the power. And then you go get yourself some.
How many of you people, okay, so it's not Bert's fault, it's the investor's fault. Fine. How many people would trust a random person on the internet that is 30, 60, 90, 120, 180, 240 days late that is going to send you a big investment check, and they just tell you keep waiting. You trust them so much that you don't pay your own rent.
It's cold. Not good.
It is cold.
Enough. It has to choose.
Thank you.
And then a more beautiful thing.
Thank you very much. It is corn. There's no way. Like, even if you did believe them, you've still got to pay your rent. You don't throw out like rent and food and shit and not buy it and build a studio thinking the investment's coming back. Oh, that's a bad one. I was trying to be good, guys.
Happy birthday to my
Great.
favorite
Now you're going to
troll!
run off my
Exclamation
audience.
mark.
Did you guys know that I'm ugly? I've always relied on my sexual prowess. Keep an audience. This is going to be bad. This is going to be bad. People didn't know this. And now what do? Thanks a lot. There went my audience. Dream shattered.
Power, and then you decide how you want to deal with the way you were treated. That's how it has to work. So I have to get all my stuff out tomorrow come hell or high water, and I don't have the money yet. So I am going on faith that God is going to step in tonight and help me get the rest of the funds I need. I put down deposits on everything, and when I show up and I can't add the rest of the balance, they're going to hand me back my deposit and say, see ya. But I had to put everything in order and give everything a priority. I prioritized that with rescuing my studio equipment and my personal.
He built us. He spent the money thinking more money was coming. Happy birthday, Will. Thanks for all your hard work, entertaining, and educating us. You're loved. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Pamela Page 5 just gifted 2 subs.
Thank you for the gifted subs. I appreciate that. Yeah, the money that he was bringing in, he just fucking blew it in anticipation of a large investor, right? So he had money coming in. He's always had money coming in, right? He has regular donations. But when he heard about this large investor, he started blowing all his normal money and not paying his fucking rent, waiting on this big investor check to get there.
Personal belongings had to be number 1 priority. Number 2 priority has to be always number 1 priority is taking care of Shadow. Shadow is safe.
Wait. Okay. Rewrite the list. Scratch that out. It was number 1 priority was studio equipment. Number 2 priority, always number 1 priority is Shadow. Start the list over, guys. We're starting over. Scratch that out. Hope you didn't write in pen. Number 2, pencils only.
That God is going to step in tonight and help me get the rest of the funds I need.
Listen to this grift, bro. You can say whatever the fuck you want about me, right? But I'm never going to come on here and say, well, I'm hoping that God lays it on your guys' heart to pay my bills tonight. By the way, new light bill's coming up, okay? I think they're due on like the 21st. What's today, the 15th? We going to pay a light bill or not, chat? They'll be clipping that.
You remember what they did to you when they had all the power. And then you go get yourself some power, and then you decide how you want to deal with the way you were treated. That's how it has to work. So I have to get all my stuff out tomorrow come hell or high water, and I don't have the money yet. So
somebody said the only song that Bert should sing is "Brother, Can You Spare a Dime?"
I am going on faith that God is going to step in tonight and help me get the rest of the funds I need. I put down deposits on everything, and when I show up and I can't add the rest of the balance.
Did you hear it? God's going to give him the funds he needs.
I put down deposits on the way you were treated. That's how it has to work. So I have to get all my stuff out tomorrow come hell or high water, and I don't have the money yet. So I am.
This is a grift, right? He should have he should have been able to pay this already. But now he's like, I got to have it out tomorrow, and I don't have the money, guys. So I think that God, wink, wink, you guys in chat, wink, wink, are going to talk to God and come up with a game plan to finance getting my things out. I don't have it.
Going on faith that God is going to step in tonight and help me get the rest of the funds I need. I put down deposits on everything. And when I show up and I can't add the rest of.
There's faith, and I obviously you guys know my view on religion, but I don't usually knock anybody else's religion. There's faith, and then there's being dumb, okay? right? You don't walk up to a cliff and jump off and say, well, I have faith that if God wants me to survive this, I will, right? If God wants me to live in a house, he'll provide the rent some other way. I'm going down to the slot machines, right? Like, come on.
Balance. They're going to hand me back my deposit and say, see ya. But I had to put everything in order and give everything a priority. I prioritized that rescuing my studio equipment and my personal belongings had to be number one priority. Number two priority has to be always number one priority is taking care of Shadow. Shadow is safe. He's going to be safe tomorrow. He's going to be safe while I put everything in storage.
Okay.
And then Shadow and I have found somewhere to live.
I hope so.
We're moving to. That is all we're going to say about that. That's all I'm going to say about that. But life is like a box of chocolates, and my chocolate is melting all over the place. While I was working today, while I was signing contracts, while I was getting people lined up for tomorrow, I have a 5-man crew plus myself that's going to show up tomorrow. Hi, Becky. Thanks for being here. 5-man crew that's going to show up tomorrow morning, and we're going to go to work. And I will post a few pictures, and I will try and hopefully have pleasant, good news. It's going to be hard. With my disability and my lack of strength.
Oh
It's going to be a
goodness.
tough day on me. And I got to turn right around the next day.
What about all the
new place that I'm?
What about all the movers you hired? Wouldn't they be doing the moving, or is that no? That's something they don't do. Didn't you hire a bunch of movers? It's going to be hard. But I tell you what makes my back feel so much better. That is dollar bills, y'all. They just ease me right into a subtle zone of concentration and power. Dollar bills, y'all.
And it's not a hotel. And that's all we're going to say. Like I said, it's all we'll say about that. I'm not leaving Las Vegas, and I'm not moving to another hotel. I'm moving to something else other than a hotel. And I will be able to continue doing my podcast, which is very important. I'll also continue to be able to go to my job, which is also very important. And have found out who my true friends are through this process, and there's about 4 of you that have just been.
How are you a true friend? You send unlimited, endless supply of money every time he needs it, right? Everybody else, well, you were never my true friend. You were never my true friend. Ever. What, the money's gone dry? You're tired of donating? You think I should have figured it out by now? Well, then you weren't my friend. You never were.
Unbelievably caring and concerned and staying in touch, and the rest of you have been praying. And don't think I discount those prayers, because I appreciate all of what you've done. I noticed that you guys might notice that the backdrop is gone. It's too small for me to use and be comfortable doing the show, so I made it so you can't tell where I am. I am where I am. I'm in front of a camera, and that's all anybody
You can't even tell he's at the Super 8. It's wild.
needs to know. Tomorrow will be a very challenging day. My dear friend, who normally helps me do everything, is having surgery in the morning, and I can't be there.
Oh, goodness.
Because my landlord dictated what day I could move out on. I said, listen, I've got somebody having surgery on Friday. Can I do this on Saturday? Absolutely not. You either do it Friday or you don't do it at all. And of course, they waited for my 30 days to expire before they gave me a day that comes due on the 32nd day. Again, just because they're enjoying messing with me. And that's what control freaks do. That's what these people who have been jamming me up here.
Oh, that's what they're doing to you.
They like to do.
Oh, that makes
They like
sense.
kicking you down. Well, I got news for you. If you're going to kick me when I'm down, you better take me out, because I will get back up, and I will not forget who's doing the kicking. Not a threat, just an observation.
Yeah, I don't think you're in a position to make
I had
threats.
to cool it off in here a little bit. I'll turn it off in a minute. So
To anybody.
I call her Fanny. I know she calls herself Fonny. She can say her name however she wants to, and then she can say my name however she wants to. Since my name is Lynch, I can imagine exactly how she.
Oh, easy. Don't make fun of his name or the way he pronounces other people's names. We had him freaking out on Melva.
Be saying my name, because she's the type of person that sees race in everything that happens. Well, thank you, Terry. The problem is I haven't paid for it yet. I just found it. I'm just trying.
That makes sense.
I have to get everything moved out of the old house, and then I have to figure out how to pay for the new one. And I got 48 hours to make all that happen. So now it's getting cold in here. I'm gonna turn off that air conditioning. I'll be right back. Okay.
Temperature change, guys.
Little boy, come out from under there. Come on.
Little boy, come out from under
Little boy's
there.
hiding behind me underneath the backdrop. He's got a weight about him. Now, for those of you that were watching 2 nights ago, and I'm sorry again, last night, I wish I could have done a show last night. I wanted to, but before 2 nights ago, when I was doing that show, I did some singing for you guys. I went back to watch it, and
It is,
in the middle of the second song.
sorry, stop for a second. It is Kimberly L. Best. Kimberly L. Best. And I looked her up earlier. Is Phil's new lawyer that's going to be announced. And one of the very first things says County Commissioner Kim Best, K-Y-M Best. Then the next one says Kimberly L. Best, lawyer. And I typed in Kimberly L. Best and PA. Northumberland County Commissioner, Best switches, so she's County Commissioner. There was also one about her running for a judge seat and dropping out. I don't think she's ever been a judge, but she's been a county commissioner and a lawyer for a while. That's Phil's new lawyer.
I think it was the internet connection.
Why do I think he's adding her? Because he didn't start off with a great lawyer. He started off with a cheap lawyer that I don't know what the lawyer told him, but now he's very wealthy. He should have done this a long time ago if he thinks there's even a chance he can win. I think for a long time he kind of saw the writing on the wall. I don't know why he's changed now. But yeah.
Christy Clark says you and Shadow have been put through hell. Honey, there's only, you know what the old saying is? When you're going through hell, keep going. That's what we've been doing. We've just keeping going.
Keep going to hell, Bert.
So Marianne is telling me that there's 53 viewing and then 4 shares. Thank you, Marianne. Appreciate that. I know
It can be used to stall, right? Because that lawyer's going to ask for time to become acquainted with the case. Will Bird, someone wants to donate. Yeah, that's over on Facebook. So I have one website. If you ever want to support me, find my links or something I'm talking about. It's coldbeer.fund instead of .com. It's coldbeer.fund, F-U-N-D. And if you open that website, it'll look like this. And all of these links are Buy Me a Coffee, Gun and Bomber, Dono Clip. Dono Clips if you want to leave an audio or video message, or just this yellow button at the very bottom. If you don't want to pop up on screen, don't want your name seen, don't want to say anything out loud, this yellow button is just anonymous. This one will send like whatever you type will pop up on the screen. The Gun and Bomber, it'll read whatever you pop up on screen. Dono Clips if you want to send audio or video. But if you just want to donate and don't want your name anywhere, it's this very bottom button that just says donate. But all of those work. And Patreon's where you can see extra shows a couple times a week. Thank you for pointing that out. I didn't see anybody asking. But coldbeer.fund. Or if you just want to go straight to Buy Me a Coffee, I saw somebody post that too. Thank you, Bonnie. buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer.
there are some of you that are watching me that have a very fixed income and you're loyal viewers of the show. And when I'm asking folks to help, I don't ever feel bad if you're not able to, because I appreciate your presence in the room as much as I do. When I say presence, I mean your physical being here watching the room, as much as I do your attempt to help financially. There are some that can afford it and some that can't. And those that have stepped up, and I know many of you have stretched yourselves beyond your own comfort zone in order to be helping out, because you feel like you're being called to do it. I promise I'm never going to let you guys down. I'm not going to let you down. You're all going to be very proud of me when you see how we get this back on its feet.
Have you guys seen how much I vape over here?
And I'm going to be.
I'm telling you,
as audience members. So we're establishing a bond right now that's stronger than anything these jerks can create that are with these little social media pages of theirs. All I can say to you is, go get a life. Go get a life.
Jerks.
So anyway,
go get a life.
I call her Fanny, and that's what I'm going to call her. Somebody knows.
Go get a life. Ain't that right, Bart? Go get a life.
Lying today in court. She was just completely beside herself after the accusations from the Trump's attorneys about how she's used public funding, the public taxes, to pay for her, what they like to call paramour. See, when you're in a courtroom, these $250 an hour lawyers have to come up with $250
go get
an hour words. It's her freaking boyfriend. paramour. Okay, that's one thing I hate about the courtroom. Thank you for saying that, Kimberly. That's very nice of you. Yes, we are.
Very nice, Kimberly.
We are congregation tonight.
Congregation. Yeah, you're one of those mega church pastors.
Let me see.
Sometimes I play it like a fucking harp.
I got almost 100%.
I thought it was funny. I really was trying to see which ones are dead to throw away.
I'll know even more in a second.
I always have one that's like brand new and one that's on its way out. Wait till they see the fat suit that I bought that has 12 vapes built into it.
There we go.
About to be real fat and smoky.
Ann said she saw a couple minutes of the hearing and got so disgusted she had to turn it off. That's because you knew that I would watch it, and then
the whole thing it's a fat suit, but it's also a set of bellows. So when I squeeze my arms, it just vapes automatically. Hotboxing that motherfucker.
knew I would report it on you. It's Fry Willis Day, according to Sean. Well, let me tell you what she did. She hung herself out to dry.
Okay.
She answered every question combatively and with a soliloquy rather than a yes or a no. Oh, that's a yes, but only if I can do a 5-minute dialogue about why it's a yes. And the judge was afraid of her. And I can tell you why he was afraid of her. Not because she's a prosecutor.
The judge doesn't... The goal is not always just to get yes or no questions, right? There's a lot of questions that you can't just answer with a yes or no. Sometimes that's good for the prosecution. Sometimes it's bad for the prosecution. A yes or no, because someone could technically say no, but once they explain it, they sound like a horrible person. Or they could technically say yes, but once they explain it, they sound better. I don't think that's the goal of the court is just yes or no. Yes or no is typically when you're asking a question and they say what you want them to say, but they have a really good excuse for doing it or not doing it. For the yes or no, and you don't want them to do that. So you're like, just answer the question, please, yes or no.
Because she's a black agitator who screams racism every time a white person looks at her sideways. And that's what she was doing today. I'm not going to embarrass a black man about his cancer problems and emasculate him in public. In other words, his dick stopped working, and I'm not going to tell y'all.
Wait a second. Are you saying that Fannie Willis has a Bert? Are you trying to tell me that Fannie Willis has a Bert? Man.
But that's why I broke up with him. But that's what she meant. What an asshat. Now, here's the thing, folks. And I'm sorry I got these sniffles. I've told you guys before, I lived in Georgia for a long time. Grew up around Georgia and spent a lot of time in Georgia. Married a girl from Georgia, have a son who lives in Georgia. Grandfather's buried in Georgia. Georgia and Florida are kind of connected. If you live anywhere in North Florida, that's South Georgia. And I'm going to tell you right now, Georgia's most corrupt place, I've told you guys. The only place I've ever found
super corrupt
in Georgia is Ukraine, and that's a different country. But as far as the state, they're more corrupt than Newark, New Jersey. And I was born in Newark, New Jersey. And Georgia is more corrupt. These people do not care what the law is. They do not care what the law says. They are the law. Once they get elected, they are the law. And they'll tell you.
Okay.
The Democrats like to holler, I'm doing it to save democracy. First of all, we're not a democracy. We're a republic. So you're not saving anything. What you're doing is you're interfering with the republic that has a democratic republic that requires us to vote. And you don't want us to vote because we'll vote your sorry ass out. So you do everything you can to keep us from voting, which was...
That's what I could tell. That's exactly right, Bert. I got the rim shot back, baby.
Proven today when the U.S. government has announced that, turns out, Sean says Washington, D.C. is a joke too. Been there too, my brother. Been there too. Tell you what they do. They take the dump in Georgia and they put it on the truck and they take it to D.C. But the crap starts.
Okay.
And then it stinks like hell by the time it gets to D.C.
Right.
But these people in Georgia do not care what the rest of the country thinks about Georgia. They're not even embarrassed that they're being caught paying her boyfriend $300,000 a year to prosecute Donald Trump when he's never prosecuted a case in his life. He's an ambulance chaser. 9 times out of 10, these ambulance chase cases never make it into court.
Okay.
They settle out of court. They find out what you want, and then they spend a year. The insurance companies spend a year letting the lawyer for the person that got injured run his bill up as high as he possibly can. Then they settle out of court. They don't go to a courtroom. If they do, it's just to have a judge sign off on it. And then that lawyer takes half, and sometimes more than half.
Let me give you the rundown from this seems kind of neutral. This is BBC. Mr. Trump's lawyer alleged that the Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis's relationship with Nathan Wade, who she hired, proved a conflict of interest. The claims could upend the election subversion charges against Mr. Trump. Over 2 hours of heated testimony, Ms. Willis looked increasingly aggravated. It's a lie. It's a lie, she said, at one point in response to questions prompting a visibly perplexed Judge Scott McAfee to call a brief recess. The first female district attorney in Fulton County, Ms. Willis, charged Trump and 18 co-defendants last year with conspiring to overturn the former president's 2020 election loss to Joe Biden in Georgia. But last month, the case was undermined by claims from one of Mr. Trump's co-defendants, Mike Roman, who said Ms. Willis and Mr. Wade, who she hired as a special prosecutor for the Trump case in late 2021, had an improper relationship and benefited financially from the arrangement. In a legal filing, Mr. Roman alleged Ms. Willis overpaid Mr. Wade for the special counsel role and that the two took luxury holidays together that were paid for by Mr. Wade. Those trips included 2 cruises to the Bahamas and trips to Napa Valley, California, and the Caribbean resorts in Aruba and Belize. Both Ms. Willis and Mr. Wade acknowledged the relationship in early February, but they have denied any conflict of interest or financial impropriety. On Thursday, defense lawyers pushed back both Ms. Willis and Mr. Wade on how he was reimbursed for his work and whether Ms. Willis repaid him for her share of the vacations while they were dating. Ms. Willis is an independent, strong woman. She is going to pay her own way, Mr. Wade testified, adding she typically paid him back in cash, meaning no records were available. The district attorneys offered a more forceful counter, saying she didn't need anybody to foot my bills. So she says, I don't need anybody to foot my bills. Mr. Wade once told her, the only thing a woman can do for him is make him a sandwich, Ms. Willis testified. There was tension always in our relationship, which is why I would give him his money back. At other points in her testimony, Ms. Willis worked to bring the attention back to Mr. Trump's case. You're confused. You think I'm on trial. These people are on trial for trying to steal an election in 2020, she said to lawyer Ashley Merchant, referring to the main case. Ms. Willis's testimony followed that of a former friend and employee, Robin Yurdy, who claimed the district attorney's relationship with Mr. Wade began before he joined the Trump case, contradicting both of their timelines. She saw the pair hugging and kissing years before the case, Ms. Yurney told the court. So she had, quote, no doubt the relationship started in 2019. Ms. Willis offered a fiery counter to her former friend, insisting no romantic relationship began until 2 years later. And she echoed claims by Mr. Wade in court. He claimed that his cancer diagnosis in 2020 would have prevented a physical relationship. Mr. Wade had a form of cancer that
positive that no one that I'm aware of
What's up, buddy?
has been
Come and say
made
bye.
aware of any
Ollie's
complaint.
sick, guys. You want to talk to everybody?
Complaint made by or a complaint
Wait just a second.
by
There's an audio
Tara
playing.
Reid against me at the time this allegedly happened 27 years ago, or until I announced for well, I guess it was in April or May of this year. I know of no one who's aware that any complaint was made.
Here, go ahead. Tell them bye.
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 Love you. Bye.
Okay. Go get ready. Love you. Have a good night. I know you're still sick. No school tomorrow, huh? Fine. Finish it. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
There's no whats. All right. Mr. Wade had a form of cancer that makes your allegations somewhat ridiculous. She told the defense lawyer Stephen Sato. I thought it was Bert's cat for a second. I'm not going to emasculate a black man, so I don't think we should discuss it further. Did he have like testicular cancer or some shit? Judge McAfee has said he could disqualify Ms. Willis from the case if evidence supports the defense claims. Ms. Willis's removal would delay and potentially derail the proceedings against Mr. Trump entirely, a trial with major consequences for the 2024 election. Here's what I think about this. This is a big case. against a big target, allegedly, or, a famous person. She should have known better. Even if they weren't doing anything shady, she should have fucking known better than this to fucking happen, to even have the ability for somebody to point at it. After a day of dramatic testimony, experts told BBC it's still unclear who came out on top. It's a credibility contest for the judge to decide who wins. The Atlanta defense attorney, Andrew Flashman, Mr. Wade, was nearly flawless in his well-rehearsed testimony, Mr. Flashman said, but Miss Willis's tone could put her at risk. Fannie Willis, her demeanor has been so extreme that might incline him to disqualify her, even if he is not so sure of the other stuff. Miss Willis will resume her testimony on Friday, 9 a.m. local time. That's the update that Bert's trying to spit out here.
Of whatever you get awarded, and the insurance company calls it a victory because they spend an entire year keeping that money in their checking account instead of putting it in yours.
Even if they weren't doing anything wrong, they kept all the money separate. They kept all the nepotism or whatever separate, special favor. Even it still looks bad. You should have just went with somebody else, right?
Well, just keep it past the fiscal year so we can show good profits, and then in November we'll go ahead and settle, but not before the fiscal year ends. This is the way they work, and in Georgia they got it down to a redneck science. So I don't know. I can't tell you if the courts are going to do the right thing when it concerns this Fannie Willis broad, because they need to take the case away from her. They need to drop the charges, and then they need to prosecute her for misuse of public funds. And they should have her disbarred, and she'll be joining the ladies on The View if they still have a show by then.
I
think today that's what she was doing. She was
bet the White Hat shut them down, Bert.
Sitting there just running off at the mouth. And guess what she's going to get? Tomorrow she gets to go back on the stand again. And you can bet your last bottom dollar that she's going to be drinking some of that Grey Goose she bragged about this morning, tonight. And she's going to go in there hungover looking like hell with her weave on crooked. And she's going to start saying racist this, racist that, racist everything. Because that right there is the audition for the MSNBC or The View or wherever it is she's going to end up. So there you go. That's what's going to happen. This fella that was her boyfriend, and I guess they've broken up now. She's trying to say that she pays with everything in cash. That she keeps $10,000 minimum in her house at all times.
Maybe.
I didn't spend very much money when we went to Napa. We only spent about $2,500.
Bert, look how much money you keep on your Zelle at all times. All right. Damn.
It's not very much money, not according to her. And I was concerned when I had to take the job as the DA because my money was going to go down. My money was going down because I wouldn't in private practice anymore. Come on, man. That's what she was saying. I'm just telling you what she was saying. Did Greg Gutfeld say the same thing? It's like I'm writing for the guy. I haven't had a chance to watch him tonight. So it's a joke. These charges are a joke. There's 18 people that have been charged, including Donald Trump's charges, and that mugshot that he had to take that just made him more famous. That's all it did.
Okay. More famous.
Let me see what this is saying here. This is, did you hear her say she took some of campaign funds and put the money in her house? Well, I know she said she took her cash and put it in the lockbox that her daddy gave her because he said you're a woman and you can't trust a man or anybody else with your money. And they hired her. They elected her to be the prosecutor for the county. And there she is.
So something I just found about Phil's new lawyer. It says, it says, for what is believed to be a first in, there was an R missing earlier. I knew that. Northumberland County history. The Board of Commissioners is comprised of 3 people from the same political party. On Tuesday, Commissioner Kimberly Best, this was in 2022, December 2022, changed from a registered Democrat to a Republican, the same political party as the commissioner chairman, Sam, Shikatano, and Commissioner Joseph Kleben. It's not the first time Best has changed parties. The commissioner said she was initially an independent before holding office, then switched to Democrat before becoming a Republican on Tuesday. She served as an independent and Democrat during her 7 years as commissioner. So just in 2022, Phil's lawyer switched to Republicans. She says, after a lengthy period of reflection, I have registered as a member of the Republican Party. My values, core beliefs, and approach to governance have always been conservative. This is no surprise to family, friends, and citizens who know me and my voting record. I am guided by common sense and fiscal responsibility rather than party affiliation. I have formed wonderful working relationships with representatives of both parties at the federal, state, and local levels. I became increasingly frustrated that some Democrats and local leadership have criticized me for speaking the truth. Following my conscience and working cooperatively with officials of both parties, I will no longer be put in such box. She said, there's no change in who I am, my values, or how I make decisions. I will continue to serve the interest of all citizens in Northumberland County. Her husband and attorney, Tim Bowers. Tim Bowers. Isn't that Phil's other attorney? Timothy Coleman and Timothy Bowers. Best, who resides in Sunbury with her husband, attorney Tim Bowers. So she's just married to Phil's other attorney? Did we just figure something out? I always keep cash in my house, too. It's nowhere near $10,000, but I always keep cash in my house just in case. It would seem that way. And not only did she just recently switch to Republican, she never won again. That was the last time she served. Like, she switched to Republican while she was in office, and she never won anything again. She tried to run for judge. She was going to lose, so she bowed out, and she said she was not seeking re-election for a commissioner seat again. So she switched to Republican, then went to a private practice. I wonder if there's something to do with she's a lifelong independent and Democrat. Then she, right before she leaves to go back into private practice, she claims she's a Republican now. I wonder if that's because she lives in a Republican area and nobody wants to hire that crazy Democrat lady. He got her free press, if nothing else. But yeah, there you go. And it's Tim Bowers' wife. We figured something out, chat.
If there's justice, and I've written a new song, I cannot wait to get a chance to play it for you. If there's any justice at all, this woman's career is over as a politician. I'm sure she thought she was going to end up becoming mayor, or maybe even governor at some point. Christy Palmer.
Thank you very much, Susan. Appreciate it.
You must have come in late, Bert. Did you get your stuff moved? Anybody want to tell her? That's happening in the morning, darling. Ann says it's disgusting what's happening in this country. You know, I haven't played for you the song I wrote. I can't wait for you to hear it. There's only three people in the whole world that's heard this song so far, and 2 of them are listening to the show right now. You wait till you hear this new song, because it's about this case.
Oh wow, a bunch of people have donated. Thank you very much for those donations. There was a few people have donated through the private link, not the 6-packs or the dono clips or whatever, through the private link. Thank you.
Let me see what else I want to tell you about. So the deep state admitted today that the CIA and the FBI and other companies.
The only reason I said that is because I know here locally we've had that same thing happen. They're lawyers and they will run as Democrats or they'll run as Republicans or what. They'll change depending on how like the atmosphere of what they're going to be doing in 6 months is going to accept them, right? So right before they get out, even if they were like one of the only Democrats, they'll certainly say, well, I'm super conservative. I think I'm a Republican. Then suddenly they're doing all this shit for people because people don't want to, I don't know. We're a very conservative area where I live.
Falsified the documents about the Russia involvement in 2016 to try to keep Trump from even becoming the nominee, let alone be the
How many bits do you want to send, Barbara? However many bits you want to send, you type out the word cheer, CHEER, plus the number of bits you want to send, 1, 100, 200, with no spaces, and hit enter. No capital letters, no spaces. Cheer 100. We'll send 100 bits.
The actual president, they tried to keep him off the ballot. They did that to Bernie Sanders, and it worked. Because of what they
feel the burn.
Bribing Bernie Sanders. We're going to let you buy you a couple houses and give you a few $1 million, and you're going to step away and you're going to endorse Hillary. Which he did, but Hillary still didn't win. It's been proven now, it's been stated by the actual authorities that whole Russia.
Barbara Antique
sure about
Thank you,
that?
500.
You sure about that?
There you go.
You
Barbara
sure about
Antique,
that?
you said off are you sure about that for 500 bits?
You sure about that?
So basically all those animations you guys are seeing pop up all the time are because people donated a certain amount of bits, triggers different ones. So 500 triggers the, are you sure about that? 600 is the boat, the drunkie boat. 666, the forbidden number. No one should ever donate that ever. You're going to cost me everything. Wait till fucking Nick sees that, gets hopped up an 8-ball and 4 Cialis, and comes here and blacks both my fucking eyes. Then you'll think twice about it.
Russia thing was a hoax, and they still keep saying it. The mainstream media still keeps talking about it like it's real. Tucker Carlson went over to Russia in the last couple days, and I happened to catch this on Infowars.com.
Uh-oh.
And he said, folks, I'm going to show you something that's going to, he said, it made me angry.
Yeah, we all know he interviewed Vladimir Putin, but what are you talking
It's
about?
probably going to make you angry too. And he showed the main, what we would consider like Grand Central Station in Moscow. I've been there. I've seen that myself. I know exactly what he's talking about. I've been there. I've been on the subway, and he's right. It's as clean as a whistle, and there's no crime, and it's as clean as a whistle. When I was in Boston,
Chat, would there be a reason that we don't take extreme, iron-fisted, authoritarian governments for their word on how their capital looks? You know, North Korea looks the same way, right? If you go to North Korea in the capital city, you know, North Koreans hire actors. If there's going to be an American coming through to, like, let's say you're just walking through a town, they hire actors to pretend like they're going in and buying cars and buying groceries and paying their light bill and shit. Well, I don't even think they hire them. I just think that's their job, and they're told they can't do anything else. But still, come on. We see the people complaining, talking about how poor they are, talking about how they don't want a fucking war with Ukraine. They don't want their sons brought into conscripts, right? Like, just because Moscow looks clean on this street that Tucker Carlson's on doesn't mean everything's great in the country. It's not how we judge a country. Oh, really? Main Street's really clean? You're talking about, like, really, Main Street's, like, really clean. Sign me up.
You know, the oldest subway in the United States is in Boston. The Red Line is the oldest one. And the Red Line goes under the city itself and into Boston on what's called Freedom Trail. And some of the places where you get on the subway are in the basement of a shopping mall. You're in a shopping mall, you're up here and you're looking at whatever, and you go down the escalator and you're in the subway. And because that subway was there long before that shopping center was built. And this is a shopping mall, which in the cities, our shopping malls out here in the rural countries are spread out all over, and they might be 2 stories high. But in the big cities, they build them up. So it could be 10 stories, and every story is a different department in these department stores. But even Boston's subway was pretty darn clean. And I used to have to catch the Green Line from the Falcon Pier off the cruise ship. And the Green Line is the
166.
For reference, this is how hairy my butt is right now.
Pancakes! Great. You just sealed my fate. That's it. We're done. We're done. That was all I had. Thanks a lot. He's going to show up with a half-empty pill bottle and a half an 8-ball, and I'm done for.
above ground.
Thank you for the donation.
Bus. Take the Green Line and you get on the Red Line, take the Red Line into the Freedom Trail, and then you walk around downtown and do your shopping, whatever you want to do. And that's what I did. I was over by Fenway Park, and there's a guitar center there, so I was there every Friday at the guitar center getting
amazing
and whatever else I needed, and hanging out at Fenway Park, getting a hot dog. And I did all my traveling and transportation with the subway. Now in New York City, wouldn't even get on it. In New York City, I wouldn't get on the subway. I went down there and said, this is insane. Nope, I'm taking a cab or I'm walking. Now, Ann says it's not the same in New York City. It's not clean in New York City like it is in Boston's pretty clean. They got it cleaned up. So, but when you go to the subway in Moscow, it looks like you're inside a shopping mall. It's that fancy. The walls are all done with ornate tile. And the murals, posters, all of course, are celebrating communism, Russian and Stalin. I didn't particularly care for the things that were depicted in the artwork, but the artwork was very ornate.
I'm telling you, like, you might not think Tucker Carlson's that good or big, or maybe you don't even like Tucker Carlson. Maybe you love him. It doesn't matter. I guarantee you, the part of Russia that Tucker Carlson saw with this, how big this is, and him interviewing Vladimir Putin and him having all this power and followers, he saw exactly what they wanted him to see and nothing more. Nothing more. No way.
With candelabras in the subway. So Tucker Carlson shared that and said, compare this to New York City, because Moscow is the New York City of Russia. And all he was doing was comparing as to how this particular city, run by communists, socialists, and authoritarian, listen to me.
I'm sorry, most of the piece of redhead. Thank you.
Allow you to misbehave.
By the way, you guys sent me, I know a lot of you all worked on it or recorded clips. I got it. You guys sent me a wonderful fucking little happy birthday video clips. That they gave it to me last night after the show was over. That made my night. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, the authorities will not allow that. So you got to be on your best behavior, or somebody's going to snatch you up. And when you get snatched up in Russia, you don't go to jail and get to see a judge and you get bail set. They just toss your butt in a place where you're going to be busting rocks for a few weeks or years. Heck, you might not get out at all. So people aren't on their best behavior. So that's all that Tucker was pointing.
The criminals, the criminals in the Russian oligarchy are the people at the top. Right? Even Putin, who the right's to fucking worshiping now for some reason, has had his fucking competitors assassinated.
Out. And now they're calling him a traitor. Parts of the...
You don't have like poor people, fucking fighting over a potato. They're potato rich in Moscow. But everybody at the top is trying to take all those potatoes away from them so they can sell them back to them at a 30% markup.
The mainstream media is trying to tell him, don't let him back in the country. The Democrats are saying that he shouldn't be allowed to come back, and if he is allowed to come back, he ought to be serving time for treason, for going over there and exposing the Russian way of life as a positive thing. Tucker's not saying that he would want to live under the authoritarian government. What he's saying is, it's clear that you can clean the streets up, and
you can clean the streets up. Clearly, we could clean the streets up. I want it to play I'm an asshole, and it's popping up 1,050. No, just type in it's 1,000 exactly. If you put in 1,050, it won't play. It's 1,000 exactly. I need to change it from like 1,000, 1,100 to make it easier for people. But just type in cheer 1000 and hit enter. No spaces, no capitals. This is Phil's lawyer, by the way. Phil's new lawyer, Tim Bowers' wife.
can maintain them because it takes workers to scrub those floors and scrub those walls. And there's no such thing as graffiti. Graffiti will get you put in prison. There's no graffiti. You know, I remember a guy, you guys will probably remember this story a few years back, stole a campaign sign when he was in Southeast Asia. He was in Singapore, which I've been to Singapore several times. You don't mess around in Singapore. And by golly, you better not get caught chewing bubble gum.
Why don't you come bring it at me instead of everybody else?
Oh, yeah. I love Sunshine. I hope that doesn't bother Sunshine. I think that's awesome. Hey, pussies. I'm an asshole. Bring it to somebody else. This is for you guys. There you go. A vaping asshole. A vaping asshole. I can't get the fucking... Can't get the tips close enough. That's the problem Nick has quite often, I hear. He'll probably tell me how to do it. Don't worry. Don't worry. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the donation. I'm an asshole. Someone's like, Melon. Oh, God. You guys don't even know about... Most of y'all don't know about Melon, do you? Melon's baby mama come and put out all the dirt on Melon today. In a voice chat. But anyways, he's like, you caused chaos. I bet it's all your fault. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a troll. Vape.
Now that may have changed since I was there, but when I was there, bubblegum was illegal. Chewing gum of any kind. You get caught with it, and they're going to cite you, and if you're on a ship, you're going to go back to that ship.
I think it's 700 for Derek Johnson. Is that right?
To get off in this port.
Mods.
And there was a time
I always forget. I need to know.
I think that's changed. I don't think they're doing that anymore, but they were. Our government has allowed our citizenry to become total and complete whack jobs. And they're doing it on purpose so that they can eventually say we're out of control. There's no.
That's right. I saw how in the fad is about dad bods, so I just got 2 of them and squished them together. Twice as sexy.
Fixing it. There's no stopping it. We have to start all over again with a new form of government. And in this new form of government, you all are going to have to live in smart cities. And we're just not going to let you travel. Since you can't behave yourself traveling, we're just not going to let you travel. That's where they're headed with this. That's what they want to do. So we have exposed it now. Turns out everything Donald Trump said about the deep state and all this Russia garbage was true. And there are many of us in this room right now that are listening to me talk about this that say we've already known this. We knew this from day one. We knew that the masks were a lie. We knew that the shot was a lie. We knew that all of it was nothing but propaganda being put out by the deep state to maintain controls. We talked about the other night about history.
Is Shadow thinking about breaking out? Is that what's going on over here? Shadow's casing the joint. How the fuck do I get out of here? I've had it. I would rather live with Vladimir Putin. Easy, Shadow.
Repeating itself. Here I am, 4 years down the road, 4 years later. And I'm having to start my life over again under the same, almost the same identical circumstances. Thank God, as far as...
How often does this happen to somebody? Oh, it's going to be the greatest thing, but it wasn't my fault. Someone else did it. Someone else did this. Someone else did this. Someone else did this. Someone else did this. Someone else did this, and I got evicted. Twice. Bert's worried about voting for the president every 4 years, and he can't hold a house for 4 years. It's a pattern. On average, he gets thrown out of his house every general election year for president.
Because I know there's not a cancer diagnosis hanging over my head. Because the last time I went through this, they said, you've got 8 months to live. And a lot of people would have said, well, I'm just going to party my ass off and just party till I drop dead. Because everybody's locked down anyway. It looks like the world is over. I might as well just, become an outlaw. I didn't do that. What did I do? I got on my knees. I got close to Jesus. And I became a better man. If you don't think I'm a good man now, you should have seen me back then.
You can get worse than scamming old ladies out of tens of thousands of dollars while pretending it's an investment.
So I managed somehow to improve my relationship with Jesus through all of that. Can't say that I've done anything else that anyone would be impressed by. Do you see Shadow back there somewhere? You must have saw him walk through the room. Shadow, where are you, buddy? Are you still under there? I can't tell. He must have walked by. Shadow, somebody spotted you. There was a shadow spotting. Poxitani Ann saw her shadow. I've got a neighbor next door. Hey, I feel you down there. There he is. I see you.
Let's say you're the shittiest con man in the world. Like you would con a baby out of its bottle. You would con a woman dying of cancer on her deathbed, and then you get 1% better. I mean, technically you got better, but is it enough? Is it enough? I want everybody to know our show runs off donations, and those are 100% donations. They're contributions. They keep the show running. You're not going to get better treatment for it. You're not going to get, you're not going to be above the rules. You're not going to get a return on it. You're not going to do anything. But I do appreciate it. But I can't promise you anything from that because it's just going to be broken. Nobody can. Not even Bert.
Down there, boy. How you doing? People are asking about you. Here they are.
I mean, he can. He just can't deliver, I guess.
Come here.
Be more accurate.
Come say hi. He knows I'm trying to pick him up. Don't want me to do that. Come here. Come here.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't want to be molested, Bert. Chill out, dude.
Come on, baby. No. You asked me twice. If I say no, just stop asking. Okay.
It's one no, Bert. No means no. This is called pressure, Bert. You're pressuring him into this. Chill out, dude.
Somebody saw you. All right, let me get back to it. You guys, I get interrupted by my cat once in a while. Sorry.
100%. 100%. The cat is a donation prop. Remember, me and my cat are homeless, and I'm just putting in God's hands that I'll have the rest of the money by tomorrow.
Come here.
Cancer is stupid expensive.
I
You're
have to get out
right.
of my chair if I'm gonna pick you up. He's too heavy for me to grab with one arm. I'll probably fall out of the chair. Mary Bennett Brown says she's late getting on. So anyway, what was I telling you? So I'm telling you that the deep state.
Who even fucking knows?
The deep state and the Democrat Party are connected at the hip. Why? Because the Democrat Party is more concerned about being in power than they are of helping the people of the country. They only want to help themselves be in power. And it is just true. I mean, if you've got a friend that's a Democrat and the two of you can't get along anymore because now he's been told that if you're a Republican, you're a MAGA guy and you're the problem. Because I'm not seeing Republicans turn on Democrats in public.
Oh, I didn't pay attention. You might be right.
If you dare to wear something that says Donald Trump.
Usually I don't judge people over that, but that's the type of thing Bert would judge people over.
Somebody's going to harass you.
He's already told me, like, well, maybe you should get back to the beer. I don't drink, Bert. I really don't drink. I know you don't drink, like, oh, I don't drink unless I'm off the air and someone sent a big donation and I'm up a little bit on the slot machines. But I really don't drink.
The other night, it was a kid, too. I mean, it was a kid. He could have been more than 22 years old. And he come running up on me.
He does sometimes confuse which arm's busted.
At the restaurant. And he come running up on me and he goes, "You're a MAGA Republican. What's wrong with this country?" And I said, "Boy, who are you? Whose son are you? What do you mean, whose son am I?" Because I need to talk to your daddy. You need to go get him. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm going to talk to your daddy. I'm a man. I talked to myself. I said, "Well, your daddy did a bad job of raising you because you don't know who I am. You don't have any idea what I can do to you. And you just ran up on me like some kind of idiot." I said, "Your daddy didn't train you very well. I have to talk to that guy. I don't know who my father is." I said, "Well, then Uncle Sam didn't train you up very good."
So the guy just admitted to you after he was ready to fight you for being a MAGA Republican and you asked to see his daddy. He said, "I don't know who he is. I've never met him." And that's what's sad. Bullshit. This is like Phil spotting the homeless guy and I gave this homeless guy a $100 pair of sunglasses. Hope he does good one day.
So I'm just worried about today's people, today's society, because these kids, they got nothing. They got nothing. They just don't know what they're saying. They can't have an argument with you. They can only scream at you. And then literally start screaming. When that kid walked out of the restaurant, there was another kid with him. And as they were walking out, they were flipping me the bird, and one of them was just screaming and flipping the bird as he walked past. I thought to myself, this is a temper tantrum that you see in a grocery store from a
These don't even have, this shit doesn't even happen in sitcoms. I know a lot of people either believe they're like in a spy movie or they're in a sitcom and they can just tell fake stories as if they were in this spy movie or sitcom. But this stuff doesn't even happen in sitcoms. It's too far-fetched.
So I'm seeing a bunch of things in here that I guess I got to respond to because...
Be careful when responding to number 2. That's Ezra Cohen Watnick.
She said I've used the jab, but last November I had...
It looks like he may have a cat allergy. The cat actually releases extra dander when Bert looks at it, touches it, speaks to it. It's kind of like a rape whistle, but only cats can sense it.
I had a bleeding ulcer, and it's moving too fast. I guess they're saying lost a lot of blood, needed transfusion, 4 units. Now I don't know what's in my body. So you're saying that you took the transfusion, but you didn't take the jab, but you're afraid that you got blood from somebody that did take the jab. Mm-hmm. There's actually an organization out there that you can hook up with that will, if you're unvaccinated, they will collect your, let you go and give blood. But some of the places around here won't even let you give, or they won't buy your plasma if you've been vaccinated.
Oh my goodness.
It's really weird. Alex Andre says, good night, good luck. I want to watch the replay tomorrow. I know it's late for you guys. Let me ask you this. Anybody who watched last week, not last week, 2 nights ago, and I sang for you guys, and I did about 5 songs. And from what I can gather, when I went back to rewatch it, I got knocked off the air in the middle of the second song. So,
oh man, got shut down. You sounded so much like Garth Brooks. Are individuals who receive COVID-19 vaccine eligible to give blood, platelets, and plasma? Yes. You can donate blood, platelets, or plasma after getting a COVID-19 vaccine, as long as you are symptom-free, feeling well at the time of donation. Please come prepared to share the manufacturer name, if asked, of the vaccine received. If you do not know the name of the vaccine manufacturer, we request you wait 2 weeks after being vaccinated, and you don't need the name. This is just out of precaution to make sure you have no side effects. Are not ill. Yes, you can, 100%.
Somebody requested that I do Kentucky Rain, and I don't believe anybody saw it, because I certainly don't see it when I watch it. Now, I don't know if maybe only the replay is cut off, and if live, you guys heard that. But I did Thunder Rolls, Kentucky Rain. The first song I did was I Just Can't Help Believing by Elvis. Then I did the Thunder Rolls. Then I did Kentucky Rain. And then I did Raise Up Old Glory.
We didn't hear any of those.
And I'm wondering how many of you saw those, because I can do those again tonight.
We got dipped out during Garth Brooks' Thunder Rolls.
Susan is saying I saw it, but I need to know what was the last song you saw before I got cut off, because I can't tell if maybe it's just the playback. if it stopped at the middle of Thunder Rolls for you
Bert gave them half a show 2 nights ago. Donation now!
guys, and or didn't, and then it just when I went back to replay it, it's just got clipped, and I don't know.
Well, you guys remember J.G. Wentworth? It's your money, and Bert wants it now!
So if anybody can tell me that, because I can repeat those songs, and that was me requested it. Marianne, did you hear me sing it? That's what I want to know. Okay, Mary says she only saw the first 2. Okay, Carol says live got cut off in the Thunder Rolls. Okay, sound was coming in and out. Okay, now let me ask you guys this: is the sound working properly tonight? Got cut out during the Garth Brooks song. Thank you, Robert. So what I saw on the replay is what you guys saw live. So just so you guys know, I went on for another 30 minutes and thought I was talking to you guys. Have you noticed how sometimes I say, you guys, put a thumbs up so I know you're still there? That's why. Because I didn't do that. I went ahead and just did another song, and it's much better tonight, Susan says. That's awesome. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to do a couple songs for you, and we're going to see if it's going to let us. We'll do a couple songs for you. I hear my neighbors over in the next apartment, and I guess they're going to have to hear me sing because sounds better tonight. All right, good.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine that?
So we're going to start. And again, I did not get a chance to rehearse today because I'm trying to get ready for this move in the morning. So I haven't had a chance to do a rehearsal, to find a good track. So this is a crapshoot for me right now. And I'm just going to take crapshoot and go for it. We got cut off during the Thunder Rolls, and so we're going to start there.
Okay, we're going to start with Thunder Rolls again. It's going to be so close to the original, he'll probably get a copyright strike.
While I'm waiting on that to upload, what I'm going to say is this. Somebody tried to pay me a compliment the other night.
I did.
Going to bed. Thank you for being
looking pretty good, Bert.
I'm going to sleep already. Mary Dietrich said, somebody said they're falling asleep. Marianne Mann's falling asleep. Well, if I come on an hour late, that's it for you guys, isn't it? Somebody tried to pay me a compliment by saying, when you sing, don't try to sing like other people. Sing like yourself. Well, that is me singing like myself. I do impersonations. And when,
oh God, I told you.
Person, it's ingrained in your.
He cannot be Bert. He can be Conman Bert, or he can be singing someone else. I don't think we've ever seen Bert be genuine. Ever sing "I'm an Asshole." 877 cash now.
Style that you do that song in that style. When I do my originals,
send me a check and I'll cash it now.
That's my voice. When I'm doing other people's voices, it's still me. It's still my voice. But I've learned it that way. If you go see a guitar player and he's playing his lead guitar like this, and all of a sudden he steps on a pedal and it sounds like a totally different kind of guitar, well, that's kind of what I do with my voice. I've got different effects that I use on my voice that are effects that come from my voice. They're not special effects that I use.
How do you do effects? So you've got a pedal that ties into your vocal cords? Got it.
So anyway, I can only sing it one way, unless I go try to rehearse it and do it another way at some point. But I kind of like it. For me, it's an enjoyable thing for me to impersonate people. Let's see here. Yeah. You just have to look at it this way. Let's go this way. So we're gonna give this one a try.
Okay, let's do it.
A couple of changes on the fly with the things that I just.
No, he's got a pedal that does special effects on his vocal cords, but they're not electronic or special effects. It's built into his vocal cords. He's an android. Have you guys noticed, not to change off Bert, we are going to listen to him sing. Have you guys noticed that, I guess Nick Alvear's new thing is now exposing, he's going to do all kinds of films. So people have said like Tim Ballard or Gene Decode or those, I guess he's going to start exposing all kinds of people from the movement. He's going to clean that place up.
Take a shot and see what happens.
Raindrops on the windshield. There's a storm moving in.
3:30 in the morning. Not so inside.
He cannot sing it without impersonating. He can't.
Headed back from somewhere you never should have been. And the thunder rolls.
Use your pedal. Use your vocal pedal.
Every light is burning in the house I'm frosting. Spacing by the telephone.
I hope one of you guys are as cool. I know I could never be. I hope one of you guys are as cool as Bert one day. Yeah, so like I'm all for it. Expose everybody. The problem is, like, I don't think he's exposing them in the way that we think about exposing him, right? Like, he got the film movie right, and I think it's because so many people were around him, like, feeding it to him.
Just resubscribed for 12 months.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That's a year. Thank you very much. I think it's because so many people were around that already knew the story that were feeding it to him line by line. And, but, like, I went back and watched the Derek Johnson one. Like, not exposing Derek Johnson, just believing him. And it's so fucked up. But infighting's always good, right? Lots of infighting. Get them after each other.
Lay flannel gown, but asking for a miracle. Hope the seed's not right. Praying it's the weather. It's yet the mouth on night. And the thunder rolls. And the thunder rolls. The thunder rolls. And the lightning strikes. And the love grows cold. On a sleepless night. And the storm rolls on. And out of control.
Patty. Patty says Nick needs to clean his own shit up. He is a piece of shit woman beater, coke user. Deadbeat dad is a useless piece of shit. Patty, that was almost 3 days ago. He's changed.
She's waiting by the window and she pulls into the drive. She rushes out the phone down, making you light. But all night when that rain was.
I hope they get all their info from me because at least I know it'll be accurate. I mean, hell, I can't get mad about it. They'll do it either way. Like, go get it.
Right to the perfume rose. Lightning flashes in her eyes, and he knows that she knows. And the thunder rolls.
Now.
And the thunder rolls. The thunder rolls. And the lightning strikes. And the love rolls gold.
By the way, I can't even play like a half a fucking song on my stream, and they fucking mute half the stream.
As the storm rolls on.
He's a very famous air guitarist, yes. Okay.
Okay, well, that was fun for me. I hope y'all liked it. Oh, man. It's the metal version with that third chorus, and I liked it because of that. Wasn't expecting that third verse to pop up till I heard the guitars. I went, oh boy, this one's got the third verse in it. So there we go. Thunder rolls.
The secret hidden third verse. It's the third verse is she heads down the hallway and through the bedroom door. She reaches for the pistol kept in the dresser drawer. She shoots him basically and kills him. That's not in the radio edit.
Okay, Ann says the whole song came through, no interruptions. That's awesome. That's good news. I do that. We only got 46 people. Let me see here what we got here. No interruptions. That's good. That's good. Ms. Blackridge is late set, but she's here. No notification. I put one out. It was only out for about 10 minutes, but
it's not that easy, Jim. You don't understand. Jim, how long have you been a con man / lounge singer in Las Vegas specifically? No, I need to know. How many years are you attributing this opinion to, Jim? What are you, a specialist? Oh, you've been here on vacation? Fuck your vacation!
Marianne is giving us some applause there. Somebody asked for Kentucky Rain. I did that the other night on the thing that you guys didn't hear. So let's do it again. We'll consider last 2 nights ago as kind of rehearsal. Because
that's right, Bahrain.
I like that song anyway.
I haven't went to check yet, but I'm sure I did. We'll keep it a secret, but yeah, I'm sure I did. I remember you saying something about it now, but I haven't been. This is a tough week for me. My birthday's today. My dad's birthday's tomorrow. We always celebrated them together, like except when I was literally overseas. I missed a couple when I was overseas. We've always had them together, whether we went out to dinner, or had a party, or whatever. And then My mom and dad's anniversary is on the 18th. So in a couple days.
Different. Then some of these tracks are written, and I'm better off to just listen to the music. If it's got good guitar in it, I'll follow it. So somebody
trying to just survive right now, but I'll go get it. Thank you.
This track already, I'm looking at it and going, it doesn't look so good. Let's try.
Trisha, do you live in a tiny home? I want to check out your channel.
I think maybe this one work. Give it a shot. This is Elvis. And of course, I got Elvis Relief. There was a better boyfriend named Live version. We're going to listen to a commercial and skip into that. And now we're listening to another commercial. Skip the ad. I'm going to go back and get that whole thing. Come on now, don't be this way.
Get it, Bert?
7 lonely days and a dozen towns ago. Well, I reached out one night and you were gone. I don't know, baby, where you're running to go from. All I know is I want to bring you home. So I'm walking into the rain, following for the ride on this lonely Kentucky back road. I love you too.
That's cool.
I love you too strong.
I'm gonna check out your channel later. Or probably tomorrow.
Kentucky rain keeps pouring down. I love the town I'll go walking through. The rain in my shoes. Searching for you in the cold Kentucky rain. In the cold Kentucky rain.
Imagine telling people you cannot sing a song in your own voice. It has to be in the artist who made the song famous. It has to be in their voice. With their fucking facial expression, with their fucking lip movement, with their fucking teeth licking. It has to be that way.
I showed you a photograph of some old baby sitting on a bench outside a general store. I said yes, she'd been here, but the memory wasn't clear. Was it yesterday? No, wait, the day before.
I've never seen him play any instruments. I mean, he's a lounge singer, right? So like he would have a band there. He actually complains a lot about karaoke because he doesn't have his countdowns, his count-offs, his notation. He said real professional singers don't ever do karaoke because it's just so bad for them. Never will you see a real professional singer doing karaoke.
I finally caught a ride from a preacher.
Never.
Were you bound on such a cold, dark afternoon? As he drove on through the rain, as he listened, I explained, and he left me with a prayer that I had flying. Kentucky rain keeps pouring down. Another town I'll go walking through. With the rain in my shoes.
You know who Bert looks like?
Searching.
Bert kind of looks like that headless horseman costume that Scott Rogers wears sometimes. Like he ain't got no neck neither. If he puffed up his shoulders just a little bit and dyed his hair red, he would be that costume. His guitar's Detective Horseman. Yeah, I actually told somebody that I've watched YouTube videos where like a star, let's say they have a hit song, but they're not that famous, so people don't recognize them instantly, will go sing their own karaoke to see how people react, like their own song, to see how people react. And I think they're good YouTube videos. I've seen a bunch of professionals sing karaoke.
There you go. Some Elvis.
Kentucky Rain.
A better track than the one the other night, so that's good. That's a good thing. Let's go back here real quick and make sure.
Rainy night in Georgia and Kentucky rain.
I don't dare switch it. Somebody wants
to go on and on, but they all sound the same.
I'll have some
oh, it would be easy to blame all these songs about rain. That's Gary Allen.
A little more difficult because I don't like to stand up. If I'm going to sing How Great Thou Art, I might have to be on my feet because there's a lot of high notes.
Okay.
People don't realize it's very difficult to hit real high notes when you're sitting down because you're sitting on your diaphragm. There's too much weight on your diaphragm. Anyway, Julie says, excellent, thank you so much. Trying to read the comments, but I'm getting so many.
He's sitting on his diaphragm, and every once in a while he'll take shadow out and he'll pump his diaphragm from the rear. A lot of people don't know this. Right inside a cat's anus, diaphragm. You can almost play them like a bagpipe, right? Got to pull on the whiskers to manipulate the lips, pump that diaphragm. A lot of people don't know that. Hat facts with Will.
Friends request. Mary Duke, so beautiful.
Conway shitty.
Thank you, Bert. Coming from Hilda. My favorite Hilda song is Kentucky Rainbow. That's Marianne. I like that song too. I'm getting nothing but compliments. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Listen, folks, y'all know how desperate I am for money tonight. I've got to get this. I've got to get moved. And tomorrow I'm going to probably come up way short on funding. And I don't know what's going to happen. They may say at noon, you know, we need this amount of money, that amount of money. If I don't have it in the account, so I can sell it.
Way short, guys. I'm going to be way. Guys, I got to move tomorrow. I'm way short on my. How much exactly? You ever notice Bert doesn't say exactly how much he is short? Because then someone in chat could say, I took care of that, Bert. And then what would happen? Bert wouldn't get paid for it 5, 10, 15 fucking times. This motherfucker ain't short on shit. He's probably had this money for weeks. But that doesn't keep the donations rolling in. Imagine if I was doing a fundraiser and we're raising $10,000 to do something, right? And you keep donating and the $10,000 goal never goes down. How much you still need? 10K. I just donated 1,500, 10K. They just donated 500, 10K. What about a 20? 10K. 10K.
To slam the door on me and make me leave my stuff there so they can go sell it. So if you can help at all tonight, please Zelle over anything you can, even $10. I need to raise about $1,200, $1,500 tonight, and I don't know where the next nickel's coming from. I don't.
That's what the Bert Lynch thing was saying. Like, hey, let's get together and at least know who's paying for what, who sent what. Did he make the money? Don't just blindly send it. That's why I like to have my donations pop up on the fucking screen. I used to have a little goal bar that I had at the bottom that would like fill up, but at least pop up on the screen. You guys know who's donating when. Sometimes there'll be like private donations because people don't want their name on the screen, but most people donate publicly. It pops up, it says it, I thank them for it, and go on about my life.
A couple friends of mine helped me out today with a big thing, but this whole move is costing me about $3,000. And so please, if you can, go out tonight and you consider it a tip, or you can just write in there a loan, consider it a loan, and I'll pay it back. But anything you can do, I need a money bomb tonight to try and get to that goal. If I can just get past tomorrow, make my studio equipment and my personal belongings safe in a storage unit, then we can start moving forward with this new place that I'm renting.
If you're wondering what he said, he needs a money bomb. Let's get through this because there's a couple more things I want to show you before I quit.
Allow me to concentrate on income from my regular job at night, my stagehand job, and also from doing the podcast. And we can start thinking about doing things like
I think he's worked 2 days.
And that sort of stuff. So yes, tonight
as a backup, something.
I need you to come through for me if you can in any way.
One day was moving chairs, and one day was the show.
You can buy one of my CDs, or you can buy one of my logos. All those things are available. But the biggest thing you can do for me tonight is Zelle or Venmo. And I won't do this to you guys every night from going forward. When I start doing these shows, I'll be performing like this on a regular, and I'm not going to be. Marianne, man, that's the saddest thing I've ever heard anybody say to me. She wants me to sing that at her funeral. God bless you. Well, I hope that I'm going way before you are, babe. But thank you for saying that.
Babe.
You guys want another song? Let's do another one.
Why don't you start auctioning off these songs? Whoever donates the most can pick the next song.
Better sound tonight, Andy. I says, well, good. Yeah, I changed the speakers configuration based on what I heard. So that should be making a difference. If you guys can see a picture of what I got set up here, you laugh. You say, Bert's doing whatever he can to make it happen. Let me show y'all. We can laugh at this. Let me see here. No, I'm not going to take that picture. Reveals too much. Never mind. I need to be able to...
We've got him scared to share on social media, guys. No, not going to do that. Reveals too much. Bert, you don't even have to snap the picture. The other day when I sent you a text message and you clicked on it, I can pull up your microphone and camera right now, bro.
I'm so proud of you, Bert. You are in a battle showing us how to cope. Bless you. Thank you so much, Julie. It's Julie Blackridge. I'm trying to do the best I can. God gave me a gift, and I'm trying to use it. Kimberly says you can Venmo. Yes, you're right. You can Venmo money. And, there's a few people that have been doing that. And then, of course, there's... Ann Gallagher says, Ground Zero tonight, let's help Bert get his things in the storage. God bless you. Let me go find a song for you guys. I was making a request, so I'm going to pick something that I think I want to sing. Let's see. I'm just kind of poking around here, folks, and seeing if I see anything that would be...
$500 a day out of compliance.
I'm thinking
maybe.
Let's see if we can find some real haggis on here.
I think we read sanctions for non-compliance in their end user agreement or whatever. You guys know who the political streamer Hassan Piker is? He's a big political streamer. He got his start on Destiny too. We were talking about Bosch the other day, but this Hassan Piker. Does he look like anybody to you? It look like anybody you might know? I was just curious if you'd ever recognize him or not.
All right, I'm still here, folks, when I'm reading. I have never done this song in public. I'm going to try it.
Never. Here we go. Never done it before, and I don't have my notes.
What started that to go? Hey, what I'm going to do. This was going to require me to wet my whistle. Now, give me a second.
By wetting your whistle, you didn't mean doing anything with Shadow, did you? Because you just had a drink. Let me wet my whistle. Uh-oh, got a cold one, boys.
All right, I'll give this a try.
Little Diet Coke.
I did a real Haggard song for you guys the other day.
I'm sure.
This will be a different one.
Islands in the stream.
I've been throwing holes. All right, since I've never done this before, we're going to try that again. It's got a bad intro on it. Let's go.
Oh, he's got it. Here we go. He's got it, boys.
So, Jesus, take the wheel. Find ourselves some real Haggard song.
Jesus, take the wheel. I'm pretty good here. I got it. Don't worry about it, Bert. If you're scared, hop in my pocket. You can sit there beside Dr. Z.
I have never done this song in public. Rehearse this.
What started does to go 1
second.
Oh, we went to wet his whistle. We went back too far. Whistle has been wetted.
I'm sure.
This will be a different one.
Wetted. Wetted. Whistle's wet. I wouldn't know if he fucked this song up or not, to be honest with you.
I've been throwing holes.
Panic!
All right.
Abort!
I've never done this before. We're going to try that again.
Sorry.
Got a bad intro on.
Little panic there. Sorry about that. I panicked.
See, that's the problem with karaoke tracks. It doesn't tell you when to come in.
Oh, you don't get notations, you don't get countdowns. Bert's fucking music when he performs, or his teleprompter or whatever, must look like a goddamn Sesame Street fucking coloring book. In 2 beats, in 1 beat, breathe 3 times, look left, look right, wink at audience, back in the music in 3, 2, say these words, pause, breath, breathe, high note, low note, breathe, 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 point at somebody in the front row. Panic.
It's not going to let me get there, boys and girls. We're going to do it.
The music's playing fine, bro.
Get this intro right. We're just going to quit.
Driving into Hilda's trailer in her backyard.
It's just a really bad karaoke track. I'm just not.
The last backyard he was driving anything into was Shadows. Driving them hips.
No, stop. You have been kicked off the program. You can stop now.
That metronome going, Bert.
Got
him.
All right, and we may not get to use that track because it's not any good. I could sing about December because we just had a December and I was thinking these lyrics, but that's not their limits.
We just gave up on that one.
I can use here. So
Bert's so dumb he probably pays a couple $100 a year for a karaoke service instead of just fucking typing it on YouTube. This song, karaoke. Blame the track. The track making him lose his house. He was going to be in a house. The track took it from him.
I don't know why I picked that song anyway.
That's right, Pamela Page.
Here's one that may be better.
I know how to teach him a lesson, though. I'm going to get fatter and vapier. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to see if I get some vape juice with some actual calories infused in it.
I've been thrown horseshoe. Oh, it's got Merle's voice in it.
Damn it!
Dadgummit.
I just want to hear the song! Let's make it a duet!
Right here. That's what they do to you. I like that song, too.
You missed it. Like, I've been throwing... He was like, I've been throwing horseshoe. That's not it, Bert. You missed it! Come on, big guy. Bert reminds me of Barney Fife.
Gotta be a better Merle Haggard song than that one. All right, we're doing this one. Here we go. We gotta get on with it.
Here we go, Bert. Gotta get on with it. I'm not making money fast enough.
More illegal immigrants have entered the United States in the last 2 years
for you right there.
than at any time in American history.
This is my jam right here.
Margin. We've never seen anything.
Yeah, he's fat, but like the way he acts. Sam Kinison, that's right.
If we make it through December, everything's gonna be alright, I know. It's the coldest time of winter.
Let's speed it up to where he gets kicked off. You want to?
If we make it through December, got plans to be.
Now it sounds like a mariachi band.
Maybe even California. If we make it through December, we'll be fine. I got laid off down at the factory.
It's Mexico.
Their timing's not great in the world. Heaven knows that I've been working hard.
I told somebody that today. No lie. No fucking lie. I told somebody that today. I said he's the cringiest motherfucker I've ever seen. I cannot imagine him ever in a relationship. And that's why they're like, oh, well, I heard the woman that he was talks about being in a relationship with, he scammed her too. She just feels bad for him, so she keeps helping him.
If we make it through December, we'll be fine. I got laid off down at the.
If we make it through eviction, we'll be fine. Took all my shit down to the pawn shop. I'll never work at a restaurant, not even I. Threw me out of my house with a gun and a cop. Send me money or else I won't stop.
The factory.
Get it, Bert?
Guess their timing's not great in the world. Heaven knows that I've been working hard.
Heaven knows, but no one else. Oh, damn it, Bert! There's this cool backdrop he had. I had no idea where you're at, Bert. I thought maybe you had moved to fucking cartoon Chicago. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck are they doing to us? That fucking skit. I thought there was a live monster in my house, and the first thought I had was, at least I don't have to go into work on Monday. What the fuck are they doing to us? Anyways, back to the show. I wanted to show you something. First of all, let's see. Let's start here. Ba-ba-ba-da-da. I'm gonna do what they call it, scat. Not like poop sex, but what do they call it when you're like when you just like make up words to make music and sing or whatever? Or poop sex. Wanted to show you a couple pictures. One. And two. And one. And two. One. And two. Madison Marquette is now posting her boyfriend. I guess this was probably around Valentine's Day. I love him so much because he loves me every single day, not just a day to consumerism. Consumerism tells us we need to love each other every day, fight like hell for the one you love. I love you so much, husband. I love him so much because he loves me every day, not just a day, where consumerism tells us we should love each other. This is her husband. Her husband is also, and she's trying to deny it. At one point, I thought her excuse was going to be that he has an identical twin. Because she put something on one of her posts one time. She's like, they're so dumb. They don't even think that twins exist. And I thought, San Antonio man was arrested Sunday after a 13-year-old girl told Bexar County Sheriff deputies he sexually assaulted her 3 times over the span of a week. Mark Anthony Masilli, 28, was arrested on suspicion of aggravated sexual assault of a child, jail records showed. On Sunday, the girl reported Masilli to deputies, according to the arrest affidavit. Masilli is a friend of the victim's mother, according to the affidavit. The first incident occurred on April 19th when Masilli stayed over and after the mother went to bed. After the second incident occurred days later, at Masilli's home, the child told investigators that Masilli took her to Target and bought her a Plan B pill, according to the affidavit. The third incident occurred 2 days after that, when the child went to Masilli's house to pick up a gaming console, according to the affidavit. Masilli's bail was set at $75,000, jail records show. Now, he's been convicted and sentenced to not just a small sentence, to life in prison. And Madison Marquette runs around claiming that she's still saving the kids, right? She's a kid saver. She's a kid saver, guys. She's a kid saver. And make sure that you know that she's rescuing babies while dating an actual pedo and having her audience spam the prison because her pedo husband, not even husband, they declared their marriage the same way Michael Scott declared bankruptcy in The Office, where he just walks out and he's like, I declare bankruptcy. That's how they just shouted it into the ether. That's how they got married. So the prison won't list her as a relative because she's not legally married to him. And the only people he's allowed to contact on his iPad in prison is relatives. She's not a relative. So she's having her audience spam the prison system so she can do nasty things on a video chat with a nasty man. Pretty wild, lady.
You try again. And then you believe that the government is trying to harm you. You are getting out with your mother.
I am what?
Is this his mom?
You seem to be violent and agitated. Now, I don't want to...
This is why you had me come in here with that instead of telehealth where I could control the environment. You have me come in. The doctor's
this is his therapist.
I'm agitated. You hijacked me in the middle of...
Oh my God. He's live during his therapy session. I thought you were joking when you said this is the audio from Tank's therapy session today. I thought like other people were just giving him advice. This is his therapist.
You to try again. And then you do believe that the government is trying to harm you. You are getting loud with your mother.
I am what?
Loud. You seem to be violent and agitated. Now, I don't want to...
This is why you had me come in here with that instead of telehealth where I could control the environment. You have me come in. The doctor's writing notes that I'm agitated. You hijacked me in the middle of my session and she's writing notes that I'm getting loud and agitated. Do you see a problem with that? Instead of letting me do what I, the 43-year-old Jason, wanted to do, was stay in his house until he was ready to go out and sit calmly on a telephone.
Not if it's him himself. Like, yeah, you have like HIPAA violations, right? If it's him, the patient releasing it, that's the only way it could be released. The doctor could release it. I couldn't release it. Nobody could release, but he released it himself.
Where I'm the one in control of how I feel. You forced me past what my body is able to do today, and now I'm being analyzed by the person in charge of my mental health care. You see how I would get infuriated by this?
No. So you would blame your mom?
So basically, the part I heard so far was like, so he's not a great guy, and for donations and the serotonin he gets from that, gifts he calls them, GIFs, he will like literally be mean to his mom. Like he's doing all kinds of weird shit to his mom, getting her to yell at him, throw stuff at him, hit him. It's just wild. And they're like, well, obviously it seems like you become more agitated around your mom. Yeah, because people are sending him money to do it and suggesting it.
Absolutely. I said, Mom, today's a day when we should do telehealth. She forced me.
His mom forced him.
I said, Mom, don't be forceful. I always remind her of what Dr. Tatum taught us, to not be forceful. Walk away. If I say, and walk away metaphorically, if I say today's telehealth, then I'm willing to keep my appointment.
So he wanted to do it on
patient, but I can't leave the house. No more than if she was up all night, she couldn't leave the house, right?
But it was already, you already said that, and we already got that. So going back again and again, it's
fine. You want to hear about my sister?
Yes.
So I was very cranky when I got woken up before, because she forcefully woke me up. She stood over my bed, poking her finger on my arm until I woke up. So that's a testament to how good I was sleeping. Thank God there's hope for tonight when I put my mask back on. That's a good thing. But to be woken up like that when I'm severely sleep deprived and I put myself to bed a third time.
And the people are pumping him up in the chat saying Estelle, which is his mom, definitely gaslit the doctor as soon as you walked out. So the doctor referred him apparently to psychiatric for issues.
Which I'm strongly against, having to put myself to bed a third time. But I did it. This is when I brag about I'm good at this. Keeping my sanity where other people lose their minds and they don't make the disciplined good choices. I've been making the good choices for 25 years. That's why people like the rapper Biggie Smalls they're dead. Tupac is dead. A lot of people are dead, but I'm still here because I make soldier choices.
That's what
Biggie Smalls dead. Tupac dead, but I'm still here. Tank lip. For reals. Soldier choices. I'm a soldier.
I know. I'm just building up a point. I'm very elaborate. I go out left field, I go out in right field, and then I bring it back front and center. I'm very good at this, Doc. You just have to be patient with me, but that's fine. I'll just go back to my sister, because now I lost my point. You think I'm a narcissist, don't you?
No. I never use that word. No.
I just got that feeling from like the way you turn your head. I read body language, too. I'm not saying I'm right about your body language, but I do read body language. I'm military trained. I have a very elaborate skill set. I do.
Now we talk about your sister.
And I'm not.
He's never been in the military.
not just being grandiose. I mean, my mother will
He does think the CIA implants thoughts in his head, though.
tell you how talented my skill set is. I know a lot. But my sister, back to my tangent.
This is Scotty without the shoulder hump and slightly less hair.
And then back to my sister. I was annoyed. She woke me up. My sister's...
I know he said something about left field. I think what he meant to say is I'm a utility guy, okay? When I'm out with my guy friends, I can pitch or I can catch, right? I'm really a utility player.
Energy in the house was very oppressive. Even you agreed, right? She's very intrusive. The presence of her, her energy, her movements, and it sounds like I'm being anal. What do you mean, her movements? You want to micromanage her movements? Jason, no. But I had a short amount of time to get ready for you. One of the important things I had to do was take my evening medicine, which I stretched longer than I ever do. I went 9 hours today. That's a long. The most I had to do is 8 hours in between doses. I woke up, still sleep deprived, but now also on incredible withdrawals from my medicine wearing off.
From 1 hour. 1 hour withdrawal.
I needed to take my medicine. Before I could take my medicine, I needed to drink coffee so I could focus on the pills. Because what I'm going to talk about now, briefly, is I have OCD and paranoia. I have to see what I'm taking. I've mentioned this to you before. I have to focus on my pills. I have to. Because it creates doubt later on in the day. If someone tries to fuck with my head later in the day and say, Jason, you're not acting right. Did you take your medicine today? Then it can cause a panic attack. Because if there's room...
This has already happened. People gaslighting him into thinking that something's wrong with him.
You know, the saying room for improvement, it creates the room for doubt. So that's what he's saying. That's what the devil preys on, is people's doubt. The doubt is what creates the panic. Don't you get it? You're a doctor. People's doubt, their lack of security over a situation is what creates the panic, Doc. What about the sister? Right. So I took my medicine. I knew I had to take my medicine, but I knew I had to drink my coffee. And as I'm going through this whole 20-minute period, you know, my sister with her herky-jerky energy and sourpuss on her face, I can't stand the bitch. I don't care if you like me for saying that. I can't stand the bitch. So what did she do? She didn't do anything. She was just there. Her energy is oppressive. And I pointed out that why am I smelling all this perfume? So now I'm smelling fumes. And I have OCD and paranoia. I'm already feeling like shit, utter shit, waking up and needing my meds. And now I'm breathing, before I even get my medicine in, I'm breathing in fumes. Now, granted, they breathe in my cigarette smell, but I don't want to breathe in the perfume. And it's all over the place. And it's never all over the place. So I'm smelling the perfume. And my sister's back and forth. So I'm feeling intruded upon, feeling very oppressed. Like someone, almost like someone's flexing their muscle. My coffee, and I had to restart the dryer. Going through this whole 20-minute period, you know, my sister with her herky-jerky energy and sourpuss on her face. I can't stand the bitch.
Somebody's got to be there with it. I don't think he's allowed to go places alone.
I don't care if you like me for saying that. I can't stand the bitch. So what did she do? She didn't do anything. She was just there. Her energy is oppressive. And I pointed out that why am I smelling all this perfume? So now I'm smelling fumes. And I have OCD and paranoia. I'm already feeling like shit, utter shit, waking up and needing my meds. And now I'm breathing, before I even get my medicine in, I'm breathing in fumes. Now, granted, they breathe in my cigarette smell, but I don't want to breathe in the perfume. And it's all over the place. And it's never all over the place. So I'm smelling the perfume. And my sister's back and forth. So I'm feeling intruded upon, feeling very oppressed. Like someone, almost like someone's flexing their muscles on me with her, you know, the pulse, the electromagnetic pulse of her movements. Like, dude.
I guarantee you he did this on purpose. He probably's like, you want to go to my therapy with me? My mom's trying to set me up to get me on more meds or to get me, you know, arrested. You want to go? You want to go? I'll let you go. Let's go.
Go take a walk, Risa. You know? Please.
Go take a walk with your perfume smelling ass. Go take your fumes out of here.
She sits on the couch all day, dead weight.
What she said, she's trying to.
Right, but of all times, go sit on the couch until we're out of the house, Reese. That's how, I'm not saying I'm right about this. That is how I feel. It was annoying the shit out of me. So I made a comment to my mom. So stuff like this annoys my sister.
What she said, she's trying to.
Right, but of all times, go sit on the couch until we're out of the house, Reese. That's how, I'm not saying I'm right about this. That is how I feel. It was annoying the shit out of me. So I made a comment to my mom. So stuff like this annoys my sister. And this is a situation where I wasn't trying to annoy my sister. Sometimes I am sadistic. Towards her. Only towards her. Not ever towards my mom. But towards my sister, I do push buttons. I can't stand her. I resent that she's there. I do. So, you know, but I really wasn't trying to push her buttons. I was just literally reacting to how annoyed I felt that she...
This is a lot. Yeah,
she's
for sure.
Back and forth. And then even when I was outside on the porch, I come in the front door and she's standing at the window. So I get this feeling that she was like watching me as I was sitting on the porch. And I don't trust the bitch. Don't stand behind me when I'm already feeling like I've been poisoned. Like straight up, already feeling like I've been poisoned. And like my sister's getting her eyes on me. I'm not done. Stop intruding. I just spoke about you hijacking. So here's the punchline. I'm finally getting to the point. is, so I flexed my muscles and made some statements, right? And then my sister comes in the kitchen and looks at the phone charger that I'm using for my phone, because I'm also trying to leave the house with a full charge on my phone in case there's any emergencies while I'm out on the phone that I can count on. And I've been using her son's charger because
I wonder if he knows that Nick Alvear sells foot oil that takes care of all this.
me and my mom's charger sucks. Okay. And my sister looks and starts examining the charger. And I come up with the two options.
What does Bama call it? I think it was Bama. Foot potion.
Of why my sister would be turning to my phone being charged with her son's charger and like staring at it. And I come up with two options, and my mom agrees these are the two options. Either she's flexing her muscles, like, how dare you, Jason, make these statements at me and then use Justin, her son's charger. Like, the nerve of me. That's one feeling I get of her looking at the charger, like she's now making a statement, but silently, with her body language, say, like, the nerve of this bastard, Jason. He's gonna
standing there. And I can tell her body language is the nerve of this bastard. How do you stand? I want to stand like that. Just so people walking by, they're like, I'm not a fucking, you're the bastard.
Mouth off to me, and now he's going to use Justin's charger. There's that. Or she's so psychotic at this point from chemo brain. You know, she's had chemo, and I think she's more psychotic than me. I'm grounded mentally. I take my meds. I mostly get my sleep. I do things towards mental health. My mom, I believe, would go on record saying my sister is actually losing her mind. Okay, so the first option is she's flexing her muscles. How dare I use the charger? Or she's staring at the charger because she's actually psychotic and thinks that me using the charger is somehow going to damage Justin.
It seems like the mom's probably the most level-headed, but everybody has some very severe mental health issues in the entire house.
Justin's charger. And as crazy as this is going to sound out, my sister is like that. She would actually stare at a charger and look to see, because she's lost so much power in her life that she would micromanage a charger just to take back some control in her life. She's powerless in me and my mom's house. She is the new black sheep. Instead of me being the black sheep,
it's never our house. It's or my mom's house. It's me and my mom's house.
My sister's the black sheep. So to regain the control in her life, she would theoretically examine the charger to see, can she say something about it?
Got it. Do you have enough Yoda? What are you looking for?
I'm not allowed to look in.
Oh, I know. Okay, I'm going to increase the dose. That's what I'm going to do. If you don't want to eat it, that's totally up to you.
A little therapy session, huh? What'd you think about that one? That's pretty good. Here's a little preview of what Patreon's got coming up soon. Here you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, he sold some of our stuff, including my dead brother's PlayStation, and so that he could get the money to get a plane ticket, and told me that that as far as the hotel and everything, that everybody was pitching in, and then it ended up that he was meeting Lauren there, and it was not a Proud Boys event. Where was that at, do you know? Somewhere in Texas. Well, here's the funny thing. He told me that that's the first time and the last time he'd ever seen her face to face before his accident. That's maybe true because he hadn't gone anywhere else, so that's probably true. Unless she came here and they were secretly seeing each other that I didn't know of. So at the time he went to meet her, you guys were not living together?
So what she just said is he sold my dead brother's PlayStation. This is a spouse talking about her husband. She sold my dead brother's PlayStation so he could get a plane ticket to fly to Texas to meet a woman. This woman would later on move to Pennsylvania. He would leave his wife. They would get a wife, baby mama, whatever. They would get together.
Oh, you weren't. Well, you hadn't bought the house yet. No, we did buy the house, and we were living together, but I knew something was going on because I was sleeping in a car.
That makes sense, number two. You know the Latin word for foot is pedis, which is related to the other pad word. Also, foot oil is calms, like pedicure.
So he had this killer pad, and with his kid, he's like out sleeping in his car. Like, good night, honey, I'll be in the car. Mm-hmm.
So apparently, towards the end of their marriage, of a wife and a kid, and towards the end of the marriage, he's got a brand new house. He's raising his kid in. He decides to sleep in his car.
Oh. Yes, and he was sleeping in the daycare parking lot where our daughter went to daycare. That's where he was sleeping.
He was sleeping in his car in their daughter's daycare parking lot. That's where he was sleeping in the car at.
The daycare workers would call me and be like, this is weird. You shouldn't be sleeping in our parking lot. It's okay. I question that myself sometimes. I have honestly questioned that myself.
Did you catch that last part? There's a question there.
I question that myself sometimes. The daycare workers would call me and be like, this is weird. You shouldn't be sleeping in our parking lot. It's okay.
Is he what?
It's okay. It's okay. I question
I didn't catch that. Hold on.
It's okay. It's okay.
Is he Dave?
It's okay.
Is he paid?
It's okay.
Is he a babe?
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, yep. You got it. Michael Roberts got it. Is he gay? Is he gay? So another woman asked this man's former wife, is he gay?
It's okay. I question that myself sometimes. I have honestly questioned that myself. And I'm not the only one. People who know him, like, from high school and just interact with him on, from day to day, like, so many people question his sexuality.
Uh-oh. There was also one more claim. These are all claims. I don't know. There's no way for me to... I'm not validating this. Won't do it. Not happening. I will not do it. These are all claims. One of those claims was that he, Melon, used to catfish men, promising them sex, and he told her that he would just steal their money, but didn't have sex with them. She doesn't believe that. I don't know. There was a whole voice recording of her ex coming to the chat and was dishing all this. Melon says she's a scorned lover. Let me see if I can find the clip. Melon, I want to give fair size to both, or fair coverage to both sides of the stories, even if Melon doesn't like me, I guess. Let me see if I can find the video. Melon says she's a scorned lover. Let's see here. I can't remember which one it is. I thought he was walking around like Walmart or something. Is this it?
Nobody wants to chat when they're afraid. Of course, it makes a lot of sense, but that's what anonymous pussies do. What I like knowing is that not an anonymous pussy, most of you fucking creeps are anonymous pussies. Not one, definitely one. One of many.
He's had a little bit of a rage
when I've seen
today.
Some pretty awful shit being said. It sounds like you like saying a lot of things, behind the computer, but, when somebody actually faces you, it's a little more intimidating. So either show yourself or shut your fucking mouth. Those are your choices.
The text on there has obviously been added by someone else.
Yeah, you're
but
definitely when I've seen some pretty awful shit being said. It sounds like you like saying a lot of things. And this is what they do so they don't get called out. They can't face somebody, so they just type because they're afraid. And this is what they do. Can't speak, they can only type. Anonymous pussies. Oh, here comes Mafaka, the one that couldn't meet the melon. I remember you fucking pussy. Remember when you said, I'm gonna meet you. Bitch, I was ready and you backed up. I even came to your town and what did you do? You fucking hid behind. You did nothing. You couldn't show because you're a fucking pussy. That's what you are. We all seen it. Your girls definitely gotta be embarrassed of that shit. I don't mind it.
I don't understand why are we going to fighting? It's the internet. Why are you showing up in real life to fight people?
Because she was fucking mad that I was fucking going.
I am seriously looking for his thing.
That's what she was.
I'm pretty sure he was walking around Walmart when he recorded it.
But we know we know that Mofaka bitched out and didn't do shit. What he did was, I was on the ground saying, "Yo, motherfucker, let's go." And here's Mofaka in the window yelling, "Pussy, pussy." You're a fucking chump, bitch.
It sounds like, I mean, first of all, I don't think it's like, hey, let's get off the internet and go fight. That's not my type of jam. It also sounds like a good way to get shot.
Just anonymous pussies with thumbs. That's it.
Seriously, it's here somewhere, right? Where the fuck did it go? Hold on. I already watched it earlier, so I know it exists. Oh, maybe it was over here. Hold on. I do want his side of the thing. Okay, yeah, it was. Okay. Here is his response to his girlfriend, or his, I'm sorry, his mother of his kid, and I guess ex-wife, coming on and spilling the beans about Melon because she claims she's so frustrated about him not taking care of the daughter. She talks about the GoFundMe and how much they received out of Melon's GoFundMe. Spoiler alert, she claims it was zero. I have no way to validate that either. I'm just telling you what the claims are right now. That's all I know. Here we go.
Buckle up. But you see, not anonymous pussy. See, you have a scorned woman, right, who was mad today and went to try to sabotage me because she was angry. Why is she angry? Because I had to leave her, because we'll just put it that it just wasn't a good relationship, okay? I needed to get out of it. So, anonymous pussy.
Hold on, I'll get it over here where y'all can see it, because
but you guys
this
don't
is
realize
taking
the
a second.
trouble you're actually causing her. So bring it, share it all. But just know you're really causing her problems. I promise you that, because we do have that.
Hold on just a second. I want it over here where you can see it. This is his response to it, and again, I don't know either way. I'm trying to be as fair as possible. I don't know either way, but she made claims. He says, "Oh, she's just mad because she doesn't have me anymore."
Buckle up. But you see, not anonymous pussy. See, you have a scorned.
What was that? Has he got a slur?
Buckle up. But you see, not anonymous pussy. See, you have a scorned woman, right, who was mad today and went to try to sabotage me because she was angry. Why is she angry? Because I had to leave her, because we'll just put it that it just wasn't a good relationship.
To be fair, when everybody that's hated me for months and months and months and months and months and months and months started throwing all kinds of bullshit out that you and other people knew to be false, you weren't like, those are just scorned people. That's not even true. You said it was my own fault because I was an agent of chaos.
Me, because she was angry. Why is she angry?
Melon.
Because I had to leave her, because we'll just put it that it just wasn't a good relationship, okay? I needed to get out of it. So, anonymous pussy, not an anonymous pussy. But you guys don't realize the trouble you're actually causing her. So bring it, share it all. But just know you're really causing her problems. I promise you that, because we do have that in the agreement. You know, there's none of this online shit. And they already shared with me the whole chat. So you just proved more that it's all real.
So allegedly, Melon's baby mama came forward and made a bunch of claims. We'll probably go over them in a Patreon show or something. But she made a bunch of claims about, like, wouldn't take care of his daughter. He's kind of a deadbeat. You know, he left her for Kennedy, which he met online, who was a Phil follower. Kennedy, Lauren, they'll call her different names. Her real name's Lauren, but Kennedy was following Phil, was actually supposed to go to that. Remember when Phil went to meet the old lady that was supposed to be dying of cancer? She was supposed to go on that trip and somehow didn't end it. So Melon met Kennedy, a Phil follower, flew down to Texas to meet her once face-to-face, claimed that he was going to a Proud Boys rally, she claims, sold her dead brother's PlayStation to get the plane ticket, but claimed that it was all being crowdfunded and everything was being paid for by the Proud Boys. met her for the first time, hung out with her, flew back. Then she comes to Pennsylvania and they are in love, and he leaves his wife, the mother of his child, claims that there was issues in the relationship. I can't validate those. I can't validate any of this, right? It's just he said, she said right now. But it is kind of taking over a couple groups on Telegram right now. I'm not going to be a disingenuous piece of shit like the way I get treated online. Like, I generally don't know. Like, obviously, I'm not a fan of Melon. He kept running his mouth about Mariah over and over and over again until I said something. And he's like, well, I guess I'm done with, we're just done. We just won't talk about it anymore. But anyways, I'm not a fan of Melon, but I don't have any proof either way. So I could say, like, this piece of shit, deadbeat dad, motherfucker, blah, blah, blah. But I just don't have any proof other than her statement. And Melon claims it's the exact opposite. So I just kind of have to put that out there. Melon says this, she says that, and we'll probably go over Mel Lion. We'll probably go over those one time. It should be interesting if nothing else. I love drama. People are like, aren't you freaking out because they exposed? I love it. Say my name, put it out there, fucking talk about it, accuse me of some shit that's not true. We'll talk about all of it. But if we're going to talk about all mine and you're going to fucking act that on, when yours comes out, you can't be like, oh, this piece of shit. How low will you stoop? How low? Anyways, that's what's up with that. What was this? Kindly entered the appearance. Kimberly L. Best. Oh, this is those field documents. I guess somebody grabbed them. We might as well read them while we're here. Dryer's still running anyways. Comes now, plaintiff Phil Godlewski by and through his counsel, Coleman Law PC, and make the following motion on January 23rd, 2024. The court entered a memorandum and order concerning defendant's second and third motion for sanctions. See true and correct copy of memorandum attached here too is Exhibit 1. The third motion sought relief for various alleged violations of the court's order of November 14, 2022 relating to Godlewski's alleged failure to provide various documents in its memorandum. And order, the court found that Godlewski failed to abide by the November 14, 2022 order, see Exhibit 1, page 5. As a result of the finding of violation of the November 14, 2022 order, the court imposed a monetary sanction and obligation to provide verified answers. On January 24th, 2023, the parties entered a stipulation providing that the third motion was to be denied as moot with respect to the issues raised pursuant to paragraphs 1A, 1AC, D, and E of the November 14, 2022 order. See true and correct copies of the stipulation attached here too. Oh shit. Stipulations preserve defendant's claims with respect to paragraph 1B relating to live videos from social media platforms on November 22nd, 2024 order. See Exhibit 2. On this issue, on the issue of the videos, Godlewski offered the following testimony at hearing on this matter. On November 14, 2022, the court entered an order compelling Godlewski to produce certain videos of Godlewski's broadcast using social media. The defendants played a video in which Godlewski referenced digital files that I keep in my safe. Godlewski testified that the safe comment was used out of context. Yeah, he said that's a YouTube program called Safe. It doesn't exist. Godlewski testified that his Facebook account. Godlewski testified that the safe comment was taken out of context. Godlewski testified that his Facebook account was suspended and deleted on about January 20th, 2021. Godlewski testified he transitioned to YouTube and that YouTube had encryption software that YouTube referred to as a digital safe. You will never see this ever in YouTube referring to this. This is just an absolute lie. YouTube deleted Godlewski's account. All of Godlewski's live stream videos are available on Rumble to anyone for free. So that's not true. Some of them have been lost to time when he was just on YouTube. Second of all, he's deleted videos. We know that for a fact. Where's the patch video, the stem video, right? The stem video still down. And lastly, he had 90 days. I think it's 90 days. Let's just say 30 days. 30 days after his YouTube account was banned, he had 30 days to download all of his data, including all of his thumbnails and videos and keywords and and descriptions of his video. You can download everything you've ever uploaded on YouTube after your account gets deleted. Godlewski respectfully suggests that he has complied with the request for videos to the best of his ability. It appears that the Discovery Court may have been unaware of his January 24th, 2023 stipulation, as it was filed sometime after the hearing on sanctions motions, and may not have taken the stipulation into consideration in fashion of the memorandum and order. Godlewski respectfully requests that the payment of sanctions relating to the third motion be stayed pending reconsideration. Wherefore, plaintiff Godlewski respectfully requests that the Honorable Court modify and reconsider its memorandum and order on January 22nd, 2024, dated February 15th, 2024. Respectfully, Coleman Law, Kimberly L. Best. All right. On now it's 22nd day of January 2024, consistent with the foregoing memorandum, it is hereby ordered as follows. The second motion for sanctions filed by defendant Chris Kelly, Times, Shamrock Communications, the Times LP, and Larry Holevin is granted and granted in part and denied in part as follows. Plaintiff is directed to surrender to defendants within 10 days of this date of order for forensic inspection his mobile phones associated with the phone numbers as set forth in defendant's motion. I told you guys he's going to have to give up his phones. Told you that. Defendants shall not disseminate the data obtained pursuant to this inspection to anyone other than defendant's counsel, his immediate staff, and expert witnesses retained by defendants related to the inspection of the phone. When I first read this, I said he's going to have to give up his phones, and there were people running around saying that I was fucking wrong, saying that if he violates again, he's got to give up his phone. Why would they put that in as a threat? They don't decide what the punishment is until it happens. Why would they put that in as a threat? As a sanction for failing to properly preserve evidence, plaintiff is directed to remit within 30 days of the date of this order the sum of $2,500 made payable to Lackawanna pro bono. This is where they, instead of giving the Scranton Times the money, they sent it to a charity. Plaintiff is directed to provide personal verified responses and not through counsel in a manner delineated in the foregoing to all either unanswered or unverified discovery requests within 20 days of the date of this order. By the way, another thing, Phil claims that the Scranton Times only attaches their exhibits and shit to their motions because they're leaking stuff to make him look bad. Phil's lawyer filed this and attached everything to it. Yeah, they asked Nick if Phil had given up his phone. Don't ever. Nick should be. This is genuine. Looking out for you. You got to be much more well versed if you're going to answer questions about the case. You can't go on a podcast and say, I don't know, let me text so and so. You're the filmmaker, dude. You've got to know those. I don't know if that's did they really do that? Well, nah. You can't do that. You got to know answers, dude. Plaintiff is directed to provide personal verified responses and not through counsel in a manner delineated foregoing to all either unanswered or unverified discovery requests within 20 days of the date of this order. A failure to abide by this directive subjects plaintiff to potential future sanctions pursuant to Rule 4019 of the Pennsylvania Rules of Civil Procedure, including the entry of default judgment against plaintiff as allowed by Rule 4019C3, and in all other respects, defendant's motion is granted. Defendant's third motion for sanctions is granted and in part denied, in part as follows. Plaintiff directed to provide verified responses in a manner delineated the foregoing in regard to information previously ordered by this court to be produced as set forth in this court's November 14th, 2022 order as a sanction for having failed to provide verified and complete answers to discovery as directed in this court's order November 14th, 2022 order. Plaintiff is directed to remit within 30 days of the date of this order the sum of $5,000 made payable to the Scranton Times LP. So this is actual sanction that goes to Scranton Times. A failure to abide by this directive subjects plaintiff to additional monetary sanctions of payment in the sum of $500 per day Scranton Times for each day plaintiff remains non-compliant. So $500 a day as long as he's out of compliance. In all other respects, defendant's motion is denied. In all other respects. So these are the things that made it through. Everything else was denied. Let me make sure there were no more pages to these things, right? I think I scrolled down on the one. That's the one we just read. It is hereby stipulated and agreed to between all parties in this lawsuit as follows. Defendants hereby agree not to seek any additional discovery from plaintiff regarding the production of plaintiff's tax returns and filings. The parties agree they have resolved the following issues raised in defendant's third motion for sanctions. Numbers corresponded to paragraphs in the motion for the court's order dated November 14, 2022, relating to certain tax returns, relating to certificates, diplomas, etc. for educational institutions, relating to documents evidencing the purchase of firearms, relating to the verification of plaintiff's answers to defendant's second set of interrogatories. The parties agree that defendant's third motion for sanctions shall be denied as moot with respect to the issues raised in paragraphs 1A, C, D, and E, but not with respect to the issue raised in paragraph 1B of the court's order November 14, 2022 relating to video recordings. So right there, it takes out the video recordings part. All this stuff is dropped, 1A, C, D, and E, but 1B stands relating to video recordings. Stipulation resolves any issue raised in plaintiff's motion for protective order, and the parties agree that the motion is now moot. The parties desire an order of court be entered as attached here too. Eighteenth day, and now this blank day consideration, plaintiff's motion reconsideration hereby orders as follows, and none of it's filled out. Next. Plaintiff's response. Okay, this should be good. Plaintiff's response to defendant's motion for summary judgment. Now, plaintiff Phil Godlewski, by and through his counsel, Pullman Law PC. 1, admitted. 2, admitted. Paragraph 3 contains allegations of law to which no responsive pleading is required. To the extent a responsive pleading is required, the allegations of paragraph 3 are admitted in part and denied in part. It is admitted that the article appeared in the perspective section of the Sunday paper. It is denied that the article contained opinions. He's an opinion journalist. Rather, the article makes allegations of fact concerning Godlewski's sexual relations with a minor, Godlewski's fitness as a realtor, and Godlewski's participation in the Jan 6 insurrection. 4 admitted, 5 admitted, 6 admitted, 7 admitted. By way of further response, the information is irrelevant as it neither proves nor disproves any element of the claim or defense. For any claim or defense. Admitted by way of further response, the information is irrelevant. It neither proves or disproves any element. Should we pull the other one up at the same time? Hold on. So we know what we're talking about. This is the motion for summary judgment. Hold on. This case has been going on since 2021. It was February 2021 or some shit, wasn't it? When he filed? Oh, no, he did give Singo. Maybe it's later than that. Is this an exhibition list for brief and support of motion for summary judgment filed by defendants? Order dated, memorandum dated, judgment warrant, and filed. Let's see. I got to open some of these to see which one it is. Because I see the brief and support. Defendant's motion for summary judgment. I can't believe it's only 12 pages long. It seems like the motion for summary judgment was fucking huge, dude. 1, plaintiff Phil Godlewski filed a complaint. That's admitted. 2 is admitted. Plaintiff complaint alleges that defendants defamed him, blah, blah, blah. 3 is the we don't believe it's opinion. It says the article in form and substance is an opinion column. That appeared in the perspective section of the Sunday newspaper. 4, admitted. Plaintiff describes himself as a citizen reporter. 5, on the day the article published, plaintiff made posts on social media. That's admitted. 6 is admitted. Plaintiff also posted, I will be suing the Scranton Times-Tribune for defamation. Okay. 7, admitted by way of part of further response. It's irrelevant. 7 says, right after the article was published, plaintiff also posted on social media the following. Things are very, very shaky right now. At best, I'm very careful navigating the water. I purchased an AR-15 today, as well as a handgun for my wife, both for home Personal protection. I've never owned a weapon until now. See plaintiff's social media post attached here too as Exhibit C. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff attached to it. I'd say that's most of it. Most of the pages come from. 8 is admitted in part. 8 was he admitted in his deposition that he did not purchase an AR-15 due to the article or handgun for his wife. True and correct copy is attached. So they're saying him saying he's going to buy a handgun or saying he did buy a handgun and an AR-15 and him testifying that those were lies he made are not, don't have anything to do with this, any claim or defense. 9, he admitted. Court entered an order stating plaintiff shall be deemed a public figure. 10, he admitted. Also ordered dismissing with prejudice all plaintiff's claims for economic and special damages. 11, he admitted. The court executed an order dismissing defendant Larry Holeva from the case. 12 says the main focus of the article is about plaintiff being a QAnon broadcaster in our community with thousands of followers and the columnist's opinion about the absurdity and harmful effects of the QAnon movement. Phil responds. Paragraph 12 contains allegations of to which law and non-responsive pleading is required. To the extent responsive pleading is required, the allegations of paragraph 12 are admitted in part and denied in part. Admitted in part, denied in part. It is admitted the focus of the article is Godlewski. It is denied that the focus of the article and the columnist's opinion about the absurdity of harmful effects of the QAnon movement. Rather, the focus of the article concerns allegations of fact concerning Godlewski's sexual relations with a minor, Godlewski's fitness as a realtor, and Godlewski's participation in the Jan 6 riot. 13. The core belief of the QAnon movement is that a cabal of satanic, cannibalistic child molesters are operating a global child sex trafficking ring. Now, Phil said this, right? The elites are operating a sex trafficking ring and running the world. He said that. And he even said, what do you mean by elites? Politicians, bankers, movie stars? Yes, some. Phil said all this. But they're going to say, defendants make no citation to the record which established these alleged facts. By way of further response, this information is irrelevant as it neither proves nor disproves any element of any claim or defense. 14. QAnon theorists claim the cabal tortures children to extract adrenochrome from terrorized children, and that adrenochrome is the elixir of youth which is ingested by the cabal members. Same thing, they said. It's irrelevant. You didn't cite it. 15. QAnon disseminators also broadcast the message that President Trump and his administration secretly fought the cabal of pedophiles when President Trump was in office. Same answer. First of all, you didn't cite it. Second of all, we don't think it has anything to do with here. 16. The opinion columnist Chris Kelly referred to plaintiff's criminal charges and his conviction for corrupting a minor, given the irony of plaintiffs now being a leading QAnon movement broadcaster. Phil's response. Admitted in part, denied in part, is admitted that Chris Kelly referred to Godlewski's criminal charges and conviction for corrupting a minor. It is denied that Kelly is employed by the Scranton Times and an opinion columnist. Rather, Kelly is employed as a columnist and assistant Metro editor. Kelly deposition 11, 19 through 21. Kelly classifies himself as an op-ed columnist. Wait a second. That's what op-ed means, right? An op-ed means that it's the opinion of the editor or the author. Am I wrong? Did I make that up? That just blew me away. I had to think, like, am I living in Inception? What is going on? Okay. Anyways, Kelly classifies himself as an op-ed columnist charged with reporting facts, gathering documents, and expressing his opinion about what those facts mean. Kelly deposition 13, 2 through 6. It is denied that Kelly's position as a columnist relieves him of any ethical responsibility to verify the accuracy of facts he reports. Yeah, but they're not saying they were facts. They're saying their opinion. Rather, a reporter writing a news article and a columnist writing an opinion piece have the same responsibility to conduct research to verify facts. Holeva deposition. 17. The article pointed out that plaintiff pled guilty to the corruption of a minor charge in 2011, which plaintiff admits is true. The article states he admitted to having a sexual relationship with the minor victim in connection with his guilty plea, which plaintiff claims is false. Admitted in part, denied in part. It is admitted that the article stated that Godlewski pled guilty to the corruption of a minor's charge in 2011. It is admitted that Godlewski asserts that any allegation that Godlewski had a sexual relationship with a minor victim is false. It is denied that Godlewski had a sexual relationship with a minor victim. Rather, Godlewski has never, as an adult, had sexual relations with a minor. They didn't say that. The article states he admitted to having a sexual relationship with a minor victim in connection with his guilty plea, which plaintiff claims is false. So they just put it in a more assertive manner. That we deny that. And then they say the exact same thing. Admitted in part, denied in part for 18. It says the article also noted that the Lackawanna County detective said Godlewski had sex with a minor girl in cars and homes he had access to as a real estate agent. Plaintiff admits that these facts are true, a true correct copy attached here too. Admitted in part, denied in part. It is admitted that the article contains the quoted allegations. It is denied that the quoted allegations are true. Yeah, it says he... Okay. They're not saying the facts are true. They're saying Lackawanna County detective said. He's admitting that Lackawanna County detective said that. It is admitted that the article contains the quoted allegations. It is denied that the quoted allegations are true. The alleged statements of Lackawanna County detectives are inadmissible hearsay. It is denied that Godlewski at any point admitted the allegations, let alone his answers to interrogatories 1 of set 2. Rather, that interrogatory and answer read as follows. Did you receive search warrant from Lackawanna County District Attorney's Office in 2010 that alleged in the affidavit you had sex with a minor female in your car and in homes listed for sale that you had access to as a realtor? Yes. So he's admitting that he had that he served with a search warrant for those things. For plain text, it is apparent Godlewski answered that he received a search warrant containing various allegations. There is no admission about the veracity of the allegations. Okay. I don't think that was their claim, but okay. 19's admitted. Plaintiff claims he never had sex with a minor and he never admitted to having sex with a minor as part of his guilty plea. 20 is admitted. The article states plaintiff sells QAnon nonsense and spreads lies to his followers on social media. Admitted. 21. The article includes Chris Kelly's opinions that QAnon is a cult whose followers are being misled into believing in an alternate reality. Admitted in part, not in part. It is admitted that the article contains the stated assertions about QAnon. It is denied that these assertions were stated as an opinions, but rather as facts. Could you even say this as a fact? Could you say QAnon is a cult whose followers are being misled into believing in an alternate reality? Could you state that as, I mean, that's clearly an opinion, right? (22) is admitted. The complaint includes claims for defamation, counts 1 through 3, invasion of privacy, count 4, interference with existing contractual relations, count 5, and interference with prospective contractual relations, count 6. Admitted. 23 is admitted. The court entered a case management order which closed discovery on December 31st, 2023. All right, 24. Since plaintiff is a public figure, the law imposes the burden on him to prove the alleged defamatory statements in the articles are false. 24. Paragraph 24 contains allegations to law which no responsive pleading is required. I bet you don't have nothing to say to that. He's a public figure. He has to prove that it's false. He's had it backwards the whole time. He has to prove it's false, and they should have known it anyways. 25. Plaintiff cannot prove by clear and convincing evidence that he did not have a sexual relationship with a minor victim, or that he pled guilty to corrupting the minor for acts other than those alleged in the criminal complaint. Paragraph 25 contains allegations to law which no responsive pleading is required. Denied. To the extent a responsive pleading is required, Godlewski can prove by clear and convincing evidence that he did not have a sexual relationship with a minor, or that he pleaded guilty to corrupting the minor for facts other than those alleged in the criminal complaint. By way of further answer, Godlewski has testified that he did not have sex with a minor. Okay. Godlewski deposition 212, 4 through 7. Questions of credibility and conflicting oral testimony are the province of the jury and not the province of the court at summary judgment. Questions of credibility and conflicting oral testimony Yeah, but he has to prove. He can't just say it, right? The law says that he has to prove it. He has submitted. It would be different if he testified it. Plus, he submitted evidence that proved it, but just saying it isn't proving it. Especially clear and convincing evidence. 26. With regard to whether he had sex with a minor victim, plaintiff testifies in his deposition, I can't prove that something didn't happen in this case. 26. Admitted in part, denied in part. It is admitted that Godlewski made these statements in exasperation of defendant's counsel's odd insistence on proof other than oral testimony that sexual contact did not occur. It is denied that this opinion of law is a statement of fact. Rather, Godlewski can prove by his oral testimony, if believed by a jury, that they're really reaching here. If believed by a jury that he did not have sex with a minor. Godlewski, that's all he's got. What evidence do you have that you did not have, what clear and concise evidence do you have that you didn't have sex with a minor? I'll say it. And a jury might believe me. I'll say it. So basically they're saying that he got carried away because they kept asking him for proof, and he's like, all right, Tim, you ever seen a blue watermelon? Defendant's counsel has that he did not have sex with a minor, if they believe it. If believed by a jury, he did not have sex with a minor. Godlewski Depot 212-4-7. Defendant's counsel has concluded that this case comes down to whether the jury believes Godlewski or Bree. No, there's a whole lot more evidence than just Godlewski and Bree. The problem is all the evidence supports Bree. I love these Propel waters. They're so expensive. 27. Godlewski also testified, I can't prove a negative, and I don't have to prove anything when he was questioned about sex with a minor. Again, he's confused. I don't know why his lawyer would let him say these things. Did his lawyer not know that the burden of proof was on Phil this whole time? I know Phil didn't. By testimony, did his lawyer not know it? He said things like, you can't prove a negative. I can't prove something that didn't happen, Tim. I don't have to prove. He literally said, I don't have to prove anything. And he does. Even up here it says, Godlewski can prove through oral testimony that he did not have sex with a minor. But he just said, I don't have to prove nothing. You do. He thought that they would have to prove that it did happen. Up until, I guess, this paperwork was filed. He had no idea, and I've told him twice. 27 is I can't prove a negative. I don't have to prove anything when questioned about sex with a minor. Admitted in part, denied in part. It is admitted that Godlewski made these statements in exasperation to defendant's counsel's odd insistence on proof other than oral testimony that sexual contact did not occur. It is denied that this opinion of law is a statement of fact. Rather, Godlewski can prove. So he wasn't stating a fact. He was just exasperated. They're really good. I like the strawberry kiwi. I've been drinking them for a couple years now, trying to drink less sodas. They don't have any sugar in them. They're probably not good for you, though. But they don't have any sugar in them, but they're expensive. He can prove by his oral testimony, if believed by a jury, that he did not have sex with a minor. Godlewski deposition 212-4-7. Defendant's counsel has concluded that this case comes down to whether the jury believes. So basically, it's come down to where jury believes Godlewski or Bree. I don't think that's true. I think there's a mountain of evidence on one side, and he's got, no, didn't happen. 28. Plaintiff conceded that his corruption charge in the criminal complaint was for having sex with a minor child. Corruption charge in the criminal complaint was for having sex with a minor child. Denied. It is denied that Godlewski made such concession. Rather, Godlewski agreed that the criminal complaint contained certain text and replied, anybody can be charged with anything at any time. Panic. 29. Godlewski testified that according to his guilty plea, he admitted doing things that he was charged with. 29. Admitted in part, denied in part. It is admitted that Godlewski pled guilty to one count of corruption of minors as charged in the information which under the laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania is the operative charging document. It is denied that Godlewski pled to the conduct charged in the criminal complaint, as that document was not the operative charging document. 30. Interestingly, plaintiff did not think it was wrong to engage in sex with the minor victim in 2013 when the victim was 19 or 20, and he got this wrong a couple times. I don't know if you guys remember this, but the first time he talked about having sex with Bree as an adult, not only was she still a minor, he had a no contact order against him and on probation. Then he's like, oh, let me clarify that. It was actually this date. It was actually this year because I remember I started my business then. That's why. Victim in 2013 when the minor victim was 19 or 20, even though he pled guilty to corrupting her in 2011. So he was fine having sex with the minor victim in 2013, even though he pled guilty to corrupting her in 2011, since he was having severe problems in his marriage. That is 31. Oh, did we admit 30? Yeah, I skipped over 30. Now this lawsuit, Godlewski, is just telling you, in my opinion, how I corrupted Bree. Admitted. 31 is the one we just read. Having sex with him in 2013 after he pled in 2011. Admitted. By way of further response, the information is irrelevant as it does not tend to prove or disprove any material element or of the claim or defense. 32. Since plaintiff cannot prove any of the alleged defamation statements are false, counts 1, 2, and 3 of the criminal complaint must be dismissed. Paragraph 32 contains conclusions of law to which no responsive pleading is required. To the extent a responsive pleading is required, the allegations of paragraph 32 are denied. It is denied that Godlewski is unable to prove that he admitted it. That this judge is literally going to have a hard-on for Phil to let this stand. He said, I don't have to prove anything. I can't prove that. That's a negative. I can't prove it. I can't prove it. Anybody can be charged with anything. I can't prove that. What about a water? You ever seen a blue watermelon, Tim? Anything can happen, but goddamn. It is denied that Godlewski is unable to prove that the defamatory statements were false. Rather, Godlewski can proffer his testimony that he did not engage in it. So remember, a text message are fake. Discovery's closed, by the way. You remember Phil just said he was hiring a text message specialist to get these text messages thrown out of the Scranton Times case because when he wins it, it'll make it easier in his other cases. Discovery's closed, bro. You're done. I think what happened is his lawyers finally broke the news to him. Hey, we might not be doing so good. And if you want to win your next case, you're going to have to do something about these text messages, bro. Rather, Godlewski can proffer his testimony that he did not engage in sexual activity with a minor. If believed by the jury, that is the only proof required. 33. If this goes to a jury, they just got to bury him in the text, right? Just got to bury him. He cannot enter a witness. Discovery's closed. He can't enter a witness now that comes out and says all the text messages are fake. 33. If plaintiff somehow proves that any of the alleged defamatory statements in the article were false, plaintiff then has the burden to prove by clear and convincing evidence that such false statements was made with actual malice. Paragraph 33 contains conclusions of law. They're going to say this about all of them all the way to 37, so I'm just going to read them all. 34, actual malice requires plaintiff to prove with clear and convincing evidence that defendants knew the defamatory statements were false at the time of publication, or that they acted with reckless disregard as to whether defamatory statements were true or false at the time of publication. In order to prove reckless disregard, plaintiff must produce sufficient evidence to permit the conclusion that defendant, in fact, entertained serious doubts as to the truth of his published statements. By the way, summary judgments are always placed on finding of law. Let's say you have a summary judgment because you don't have any fucking evidence. It's a finding of evidence. It's a finding of law that this evidence is not going to stand up in court, or that you admitted to it by accident, or that those are always finding of laws. That's what summary judgments are ruled on with. Or you didn't fill out the paperwork right. You didn't turn in. You didn't finish. You didn't show up. Something like that. 36. The standard is a subjective one. There must be sufficient evidence to permit the conclusion that the defendant actually had a high degree of awareness, probable falsity. That's from Hart Hanks Communication Incorporated versus Connaughton. Indeed, the actual malice standard is a vigorous, if not impossible, burden to meet in most circumstances. That's 37. That's when they put the finding of law or whatever on. 38. By the way, we looked at a bunch of these. They cite a bunch of cases in their documents where they were thrown out because this person couldn't prove actual malice or didn't have any proof of actual malice before the case started. Didn't have any proof at all. They were thrown out. So they've already cited cases where this has happened in Pennsylvania, just like they're asking for it to be done. 38. The author of the article, Chris Kelly, has testified he absolutely believed and still believes today Godlewski had sex with the victim when she was a minor. True and correct copy is included. Admitted in part, denied in part. It is admitted that Chris Kelly testified concerning his beliefs. It is denied that Kelly's beliefs are relevant, as Kelly's beliefs do not tend to prove or disprove any element or claim or offense. They actually do. If you have to prove that he entertained serious doubts or knew they were fake, then it actually does. Additionally, Larry Holeva testified that a journalist covering this matter had specific ethical duties to review relevant material. The testimony of Holeva and Kelly indicates that Kelly breached this duty by failing to check relevant material, as Kelly was determined to push his agenda in reckless disregard of the truth of allegations. Wrong. He did his due diligence, right? He talked to people on the inside. He pulled the documents. He pulled the old story, and he still believes it to this day. $39. In February, when this article came out, he took a few months to scheme. I believe he knew if he didn't confront this since the article, he'd be toast soon. So in order, to extend his grift and grow his wealth. So you think he can disappear after he fucks this up? I think if he'd just stopped, if he'd just been like, man, they're part of the cabal, don't worry, and never talked about it again, it'd have been done. 39. Oh, by the way, I hope they're watching, because they said, all you do good is read court documents. Well, yeah, when I'm dealing with someone with your IQ, I guess it would be pretty fucking miraculous that I can read a court document. I didn't know that was the fucking low bar, though. 39. Chris Kelly also spoke to a confidential source who was in a position to know, and this reinforced his belief that Godlewski's plea was based on Godlewski's guilt to the sex charge. 39. Denied. After reasonable investigation, Godlewski lacked sufficient information to form an opinion or belief as to whether Kelly spoke with a confidential source or the information revealed by that source, as Kelly has declined to identify the source. The allegations in paragraph 34 are denied. Yeah, you can deny it all you want, but he's protected. Just like you tried to say that you were protected with your secret spy stuff, knowing that Hillary Clinton was assassinated in 2019 or whatever. He's protected. I'm not allowed to tell you him, even if I wanted to. That's not how that works. Well, it isn't Wikipedia. You're right. He'd be proud, wouldn't he? Admitted, number 40. Chris Kelly's pre-publication investigation included his review of the news article written by Dennis O'Malley on July 12th, 2011, under the headline, Ex-Baseball Coach Sentenced for Sex with Girl. They admit to that. Okay. It says 41 contains conclusion of law, 42, 43, 44, all the way down to 47, all the way down to 50. I'm going to read those, okay, because they're all not going to respond. Conclusion of law. Damn it. Since plaintiff cannot sustain his burden to prove defamatory statements were made with actual malice by clear convincing evidence, counts 1, 2, and 3 of the complaint must be dismissed. Now, this is the second time they've had a reason that these need to be dismissed, by the way. This is the same counts. So they said, because he can't prove it didn't happen, they need to be dismissed. Because even if he could prove it didn't happen, he can't prove this next level, actual malice. So this is the second time they need to be dismissed. Since plaintiff cannot sustain his burden to prove the defamatory statements were made with actual malice by clear and convincing evidence, counts 1 and 2 and 3 of the complaint must be dismissed. Some of the statements in the article upon which plaintiff bases his claims are just not capable of defamatory meaning. Some of the statements in the article are legally protected opinions, thus not actionable. For example, the reference to Godlewski as being a purveyor of poison is simply a figure of speech, and Chris Kelly's legally protected. Obviously, he's not saying like he's actually poisoning people. Any statements in the article which are taken from the court's records of plaintiff's 2010-2011 criminal case, and the search warrant served on plaintiff are protected by fair report privilege. For example, the statements in the article that plaintiff pled guilty to the corruption of minors charge and detective said Godlewski had sex with the girl in cars and homes he had access to as a real estate agent are protected by fair reporting privilege since they were made as part of an official proceeding. This means that you're allowed to go even as long as you're close, you don't grossly misrepresent, you can paraphrase documents from an official proceeding. Okay? Plaintiff's false light claim, count 4 of the complaint, should be dismissed since the article was of legitimate concern to the public. The facts stated in the article were not private facts, nor are they highly offensive to a reasonable person. Plaintiff, as a public figure, must also prove actual malice as the statements relating to false light claim. Since he cannot meet this burden of proof, this claim must be dismissed. Plaintiff has failed to prove the necessary elements for defamation claim under. So again, they're not asking, like, can Phil prove his case? Or Phil versus Bruce's testimony, like Phil's lawyer's claiming. They're saying you don't even meet the basic tenets. There's 1 or 2 or 5 parts to put together for this to even hold up legally, even in civil court. You don't have these 3 pieces that need to go together. You might think you have one, but these other 2 pieces, you don't have it all. Plaintiff has failed to produce evidence. He has suffered harm to his reputation, which has grievously fractured his standing in the community of reputable society, and thus he cannot sustain a defamation cause of action. The more I think about it, I don't think Phil did hire another lawyer. I think the wife is going to stand in for Tim Bowers, but she has to be named by name. She just can't show up and be like, I come to school for my husband today. You know what I mean? There is a statute of limitations. If you're talking about him and Bree, there is a statute of limitations, but she's still within it. If the victim's under the age of 18 at the time, what does she get? 30 years, chat? 20 years? But if the victim is not, if the victim's not under, or the victim's whatever, it's extended but there is a statute of limitations. Could she go back and try it again? Absolutely, especially if she's pissed off enough about her. Or could they go back and do it? Yes, absolutely. Especially if she made us think about it after he's suing her. They obviously could. They could open it back up. Because the only reason they made such a sweetheart deal was the first time was lack of her testimony. 51. Godlewski acknowledges that he was a very bad person. And then he found God around the time he went to jail in the summer of 2021 due to another criminal case. 51. Admitted in part, denied in part. It is admitted that Godlewski made these statements. It is denied that they are relevant, as they tend to neither prove nor disprove any element of any claim or defense. 52. Plaintiff has not produced. A lot of states don't have a. I just thought of this. A lot of states don't have a statute of limitations on shit like this, but PA does. They have until age 55. Oh, you said 37 years, didn't you? Okay. Until they're 55 to do it. He does not admit that this has... Okay. 52. Plaintiff has not produced any evidence of harm to his reputation. 52. Denied. Defendant has evidence of such harm to reputation as he will set forth in plaintiff's brief. So he's just going to tell us about it. All the evidence Phil has is him saying it. 53. Plaintiff's claims for interference with existing contractual relations and interference with prospective contractual relations fail as a matter of law since his claims for economic or special damages have already been dismissed by the court, and this type of damage is required an element in this case. I think they tricked Phil into that, by the way. This contains conclusions of law. Same thing for 54 and 55. I'm just going to read them. Counts 5 and 6 are specifically directed to plaintiff's loss of business, economic damages as a realtor. Count 5 and 6 should be dismissed. Also, since plaintiff's license to sell real estate in Pennsylvania was revoked and by the Pennsylvania Real Estate Commission on December 22nd, 2022, and plaintiff testified he had no intention of selling real estate again. You can't claim you knocked me out of future contracts if you're never selling if you're never doing those contracts again. 56. 56, 57 are admitted. I'm going to read them. Plaintiff was charged with passing a bad check and tampering with bank records in 2020 prior to the publication of this article. Admitted. Plaintiff failed to self-report his arrest in 2020 or his subsequent guilty plea or convictions to the PA Real Estate Commission. Admitted. 58. Plaintiff pled guilty to these crimes on February 21st, 2021, which was 1 week after the article was published. They say, admitted more specifically, Godlewski pled guilty to 1 count of tampering with records and 1 count of bad checks. 59 is admitted. It says plaintiff was sentenced to 1 to 44 months of imprisonment, followed by 3 months of house arrest and 1 year consecutive supervised probation. Isn't it wild that after court, he went to jail for more time, for longer? I understand he was in jail for a while waiting for the Bree case, but after court, after the ruling, he was in jail longer for the checks. It seems like he got a bigger punishment for the checks, I should say, because he was in jail for months, and then he only did 3 months of house arrest, 1 to 3 months of house arrest, and 1 year consecutive supervised probation. He was on probation till Bree was 18, though, wasn't he? Or he had a no contact order and probation. I don't know. I might have just messed that up. But it seems like he was in more trouble over the checks than he was with Bree. 59 was admitted. 60. Plaintiff has no evidence of any existing contractual relations or prospective relations which were interfered with by defendants. Denied. Plaintiff has evidence of such contractual relations as will be set forth in plaintiff's brief. It's too late if it's plaintiff's brief, guys. If it hasn't already been submitted as a contract in discovery, it's too fucking late. .61 contains conclusions of law. It says plaintiff's claims seeking punitive damages must be dismissed since he has failed to prove the defendants acted with actual malice or common law malice when publishing the articles about him. They say conclusion of law. 62, plaintiff's first position in this case as to whether he had sex with the minor victim was in his verified answer to interrogatory, where he stated he had never had sex with Bree, the minor victim. A true and correct copy is attached. They're going to deny this and be like, oh, that we thought you meant as a minor. 62, admitted in part, denied in part. It is admitted that the interrogatory and answer read as stated. It is denied that Godlewski has in any way changed his position as to when he engaged or did not engage in sexual activity with Bree. Rather, Godlewski understood the question to refer to alleged intercourse with Bree while she was a minor, as intercourse with Godlewski at any other time is not relevant to any claim or defense. So he just decided, like, have you ever had sex with Bree? Nope. Well, I did have sex with her as an adult months later. Why did you tell us no? Because I thought we were just talking about when I decided it didn't have anything to do with this case. That doesn't have anything to do with this case. I decided it has nothing to do with this case. Duh. As intercourse with Godlewski at any other time is not relevant to any claim or defense in this matter. 63. Later in the case, after Bree's text messages came out in discovery, this was true. After the text message came out, plaintiff testified at a court hearing that he started having sex with the victim after she turned 18. 63. Admitted in part, denied in part. It is admitted that Godlewski admitted to having sexual intercourse with Bree when Bree was of legal age for the reasons set forth in paragraph 62. It is denied that this was a change in Godlewski's recollection. So he went from, I never had sex with her, to, I had sex with her when I was an adult. And he's saying, nope, we didn't do it. I think it's the victim 55. If she made a big enough fuss about it, I would say they probably could, because they dropped it, or they gave him a plea deal, and that the plea deal was unless other evidence comes forward, basically, and all of that could be taken away, the plea deal and everything. I don't know that they will, right? It's a 15-year-old case and whatever, but technically, could they? Probably. 63. That's the minor victim. 64. Plaintiff wants the court to believe his word against the word of the victim, of the minor victim he pled guilty to corrupting. Admitted. Wow. So it's his word versus her word, according to him. Admitted. 65. With regard to his credibility, plaintiff has been convicted recently of multiple crimen falsi crimes, including tampering with records or identification and bad checks on June 22nd, 2021, and giving false statements under penalty on August 10th, 2022 for incorrect copies. Admitted in part, denied in part. It is admitted Godlewski pled to the listed offenses. It denied that as a matter of law, these offenses mitigate a finding that Godlewski is not credible. Such findings are the province of the jury. 66. Plaintiff also broadcast his social media followers that he has many degrees, including a degree and a certificate from Harvard University and a certificate from Regent University. 66. Admitted. By way of further answer, this is not relevant. 67. Plaintiff even served a verified supplemental discovery response claiming plaintiff was at Regent University pursuing a master's in the arts of law and alternative dispute online from 2019 to 2020. He took a course on negotiation mastery at Harvard Business School. 67. Admitted, but we're not saying anything else about it. 68. Defense counsel deposed representatives of Harvard University and Harvard Business School and served a subpoena on Regent University for any records it has regarding Philip Godlewski. Admitted, but admitted. 69. Harvard University, Harvard Business School, and Regent University responded they have no records on Phil Godlewski and affirmed he never attended a program or obtained a certificate or degree from their schools. Going to just barely slip in and admitted. That's a very weak admitted. That's so fucking embarrassing. Imagine telling people you went to Harvard and it all comes out. This is my Harvard degree right here. This is my Mensa degree right here. You never went. I was duped. It was apparently an email scam. 70. When confronted with this information at his deposition, plaintiff testified he has no degrees and must have gotten duped somehow and guesses he did not really take classes from these institutions. Admitted. 71. During the pendency of this lawsuit, Godlewski even offered the minor victim, Bree, who is now 30 years old, a bribe of $50,000 if she would testify she was 18 years of age and they started having sex. Denied. It is denied that Godlewski offered Bree a bribe. Rather, Godlewski discussed a business opportunity with Bree during their former business dealings. He did offer $50,000, but it was a business opportunity, guys. It's a business opportunity. And he said, I'm ready to fuck those assholes, or I'm ready to fuck those guys right in the asshole. Fuck the Stratton Times. It's a business opportunity, guys. Chat, are you businessmen or not? Everybody can admit one thing that I do really good is I'm all about the business. That was Phil. I'm Will. I'm fat and I vape. 72. Prior to this in-person bribe offer, plaintiff admits he sent Bree a text stating there is a very, very large and very, very unique financial opportunity that exists in front of you. 72. Admitted in part, denied in part. It is denied that Godlewski offered Bree a bribe. Rather, Godlewski discussed a business opportunity with Bree. He didn't think, damn it, dude. He said in one of his videos, what are they going to do when the victim testifies for me? He didn't think she'd ever snitch on him, dude. He thought she had her he had her brainwashed. A business opportunity. We're businessmen here. During their former business dealings, see transcript. It is admitted Godlewski sent the text cited. 73. Godlewski sent Bree further text messages stating the opportunity involves both of us, but it won't work with just one of us. And by the way, he claims he was trying to get her into an MLM. It would have worked with anybody. It has nothing to do with Bree. And he said he needed to speak with her in person, no text or phone. His text to her described it as a very delicate situation unless it's handled properly by both of us, and we stand to benefit absolutely nothing. He said there's a financial windfall here. Admitted. 74. God, I bet his lawyer hates him. 74. When confronted with these texts in court, the lawyer's making a lot of money, but my mentality is like, I want to fucking win. And every time you fucking text somebody something stupid, I'm going to be mad as fuck. Like, I understand I'm making a lot of money, but I want to fucking win. And I know I'm not going to win them all. But if I'm not winning them all because the cops found something, that's different than I'm not winning them all because you fucking text the goddamn victim something. Like, wasn't it cool when you killed your mom last night? Or wasn't it cool when I helped you bury her body? I'd be mad as fuck, dude. 74. When confronted with these texts in court, Godlewski claims he was offering Bree an opportunity to get her involved in an IRA 401k rollover company focused on precious metals, and the text had nothing to do with the Scranton Times. Admitted. 75. Bree is the same person who reported to the police in 2010. She was in a sexual relationship with Godlewski, leading to his arrest, and the same person Godlewski described as conniving and a lunatic throughout the entire time he has known her. Admitted in part, denied in part. It is admitted Godlewski referred to Bree as conniving and a lunatic. Is denied Godlewski was in a sexual relationship with Bree while Bree was a minor. Rather, the sexual relationship between Godlewski and Bree occurred when Bree was legal age. I don't think that's the point here. They're saying like, oh, you're going to bring her into a 401k IRA rollover company that would only work with you two. That was a huge financial windfall that you had to work together on, and you'd lose everything. But you also think she's a lunatic. 76. Godlewski has no credibility. Denied. He's denied that Godlewski has no credibility or that this is an issue before the court as summary judgment. Rather, Godlewski's credibility is to be determined by the jury trial. 77. When Godlewski was asked why he had sex with Bree, who he considered her to be a lunatic, he said, I wasn't thinking about anything but sex. Admitted. 78. Godlewski's testimony was as follows. Okay. Why did it happen repeatedly with Bree? Why did you repeatedly have sex with her? It was good sex. You were using her for sex? Yes. Well, not just for sex. Well, I wouldn't say using her for sex. So I'm going to say no to that if I can correct it. I was using it as a medicine for loss. I was really messed up then, Tim. Admitted by way of further response, Godlewski's testimony references relationship between Godlewski and Bree when Bree was the legal age. 79. Defendants have substantial evidence that Godlewski was in a sexual relationship with Bree when she was a minor, including very incriminating text messages from 2010, which will be attached to defendant's brief. 79. Denied. It is denied the defendants have substantial evidence that Godlewski was in a sexual relationship with Bree while Bree was a minor. Assuming arguendo that defendants have substantial evidence of such relationship, that is not the relevant standard for summary judgment, since defendants, as the moving parties, have the burden of proving the lack of any genuine issue of material fact. That's weird, because you think this right here would say denied because the text messages are fake, and we've proven they're fake in the court of law with a specialist. We hired a private investigator. It was her and her 15-year-old friends that wrote all these texts. But instead, it's like, well, you can't decide that. You know, we got to take this to court. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows what's going on here? We can't be held accountable. What's happening here? That's weird. If Phil had the text messages thrown out, it would be right here. When they said defendants have substantial evidence that Godlewski was in a sexual relationship with Bree when she was a minor, including very incriminating text messages from 2010, which will be attached to defendant's brief. And they say it is denied that defendants have substantial evidence that Godlewski was in a sexual relationship with Bree while Bree was a minor, assuming arguendo that defendants have substantial evidence of such relationship. So even if we assume that you have those because you do and we can't disprove them, that is not relevant standard for summary judgment, since defendants, as the moving parties, have the burden of proving the lack of any genuine issue of material fact. Again, they've already proven that. This is just icing on the cake, right? They basically proved that you don't have a case 4 different ways, and then at the end, they're like, oh, yeah, plus the text messages. Like, did you see the fucking text messages? So there's that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lackawanna County Court Administrator, please be advised the plaintiff has filed a motion for modification and reconsideration of discovery order. And the above caption, please schedule this matter for oral argument. Oh, they wanted to modify and reconsideration of discovery order. Oh, they want to open discovery back up. Do that. Look how many lawyers he's got listed over here. We got Tim Hinton. Then we got everybody on this. We got a goddamn small baseball team over here. I don't know what's going on. Weird. And here's the Bree one, I think, that came out. Kindly enter my appearance as co-counsel on behalf of plaintiff Phil Galuski, respectfully submitted. I think that was it that came out on that side. Sign me out. Let me make sure I read them all. Ba-ba-da-ba-bum. Ba-ba-da-ba-bum. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. I need that little thing, the animation I'm making for the loading window. When I'm looking something up and I'm afraid you guys are bored, so I just make noises and say weird shit. I got a little animation for that. You guys will love it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all of them that came out today. Recipe for assignment filed. Plaintiff's response to defendant's motion for summary judgment. Motion for modification, reconsideration. Entry of appearance of Kimberly Esquire. What's it say? Kindly enter my appearance. Okay, that one. We've already done that one. Back. I just want to make sure we got them all. This is the one with 12 pages we just read. That's the one with 2 pages. Got it. So they're trying to modify and reconsider discovery order. And the discovery order was that discovery would be closed December 31st. Man, if this judge has got to bend over fucking backwards to do this, I can't see it happening, but maybe I'm biased because judges are different. Like, judges around here, if you don't have some type of fucking like show some sign of respect or some shit for the court, like in a heartbeat, they'll throw all your shit out. In a heartbeat. This is the brief in support for the motion of summary judgment. We've already read it, but like, there's a judge here locally. If you come in with shorts or pants with holes in them, he'll throw your shit out or put you in jail for a month until court opens again. Like, I don't know. It's like this judge is like, well, even when they were asking for sanctions against Mr. Godlewski, he's like, well, I don't know if he's got a lot of money. Let's just give him another chance. I mean, he has snapped off on him a couple times when he's like, no, you can't talk. You pay a lawyer. You say it to him. He says it to me. You didn't pass the bar. You're not allowed to talk in my courtroom. That was pretty good. Or when he had to explain to him what any form of communication was, including screenshots of communication. Duh, because Phil was playing dumb. That was a pretty good one. But man, he'd have to really bend over backwards for this. Like, I mean, really, like he's letting Phil fuck him. He's like bending over and saying, come on in, Phil, though. We appreciate it. All right, guys. Thank you all for joining me. It's almost 3 a.m. I got to close out the dryer and head to the house. I appreciate it. Thank you for the donations tonight. Tomorrow, I wasn't around a lot today, but I was around some. Tomorrow will probably be worse. Just a heads up. I'll see everybody on the next one. Don't do anything a person would do that replaces all their F's with PH, because that's what Phil does, and he loves it when you do it. You fucking retards. Have a good night. Love you. See you. Bye.
Tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular.
I'll get to feeling better. It's just not right now.
Ball.
We'll see you on the next one.
People on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the forking balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6th sense for the stupid shit. Where my true believers? Y'all need Jesus. Praise the Lord, head to the extreme. All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip. Worshipping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit. Swinging fucking meat hammers like four in a thong. He's strapped to the shaft, beating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people, alien sex. What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers. Cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped it to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself in orbit strapped to an F-16. High on amphetamine, with Trump in between. Put on a light coat of...
By the way, Sean Funkin' Blows. Thank you so much for the donation. I don't know if I missed it. It went off while I was reading stuff. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for the... It says happy birthday, Will. It actually says happy birthday, Will. Appreciate what you do. We always look forward to your show. Love to you and your family from Canada. So thank you for that. I'm sorry that I missed that. My bad. That was a large donation too. It's 46 packs. I'll read it again on the show tomorrow since I missed it. I apologize.
Round 3. Down goes Nino. Please say it isn't so. Got him backed up on the ropes, trying to ram it down his throat. Now things are getting rocking. He was doing so well. It's all over. Hands on his shoulders, they ringing his bell. You got Frog News Network doing no damn research. They rework and copy on Cox that came first. 9th inning, 2nd string, and they acting like they know hitters. Assholes throwing bullshit, sending runs to the shitter. All this nonsense on my conscience, it's hard to sleep at night. Who the fuck is in my window with this time of the night? These parasites, these leeches, with all their secret meetings, teaching all you fucking cretins about baby-eating heathens. Believing in reason with no meaning is bullshit. Will Bird motherfuckers out here busting the grifts. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit.
Have a good night, guys. See you on the next one.